Hey man, what it is, what it do, man. I'm sorry for the late start to the live. Man, I had to help the kid with the homework, man. Had to help my baby with her homework. And education comes before, you know, fun. So that's why the delay. Damn, I'm down here an hour late. But yeah, she was getting frustrated. I can't have her getting frustrated and getting up on homework. But uh we got enough stupid people in the world already, and I ain't trying to add to the population of stupidity. So we ain't gonna do that. But you know, we back on Friday. I'm in like I don't know. I guess I'm in a position where I'm gonna call it like a fuck it Friday because it's casual, man. I got we got things to discuss, things to retouch on, and some new but not so new ideas because I touched bases on it Tuesday, but I've seen some things that kind of reinforce how I was feeling and make me feel not so crazy or feel like I am the only one thinking that way. Because when you're doing a live by yourself, you can say I know I'm not the only one thinking this way as much as you want to, but a lot of times you can be the only one thinking that way. So, um, yeah, we're gonna talk about.
Oh no, I just read what Brick said. Oh
Oh,
man, being outside, bro, ain't
said
nothing to
man,
it, fam. It do it
we
to you,
got
fam.
Kari out here. We got Kari, man.
What's good,
Kari in the
y'all?
building, man. He been busy doing a podcast. Tell us about the podcast and tell us what you've been up to, man.
Um, so yeah, I launched the podcast with some really, really talented and connected people. Um, just kind of doing a little bit of the same thing. So it started off with like the connection with sneakers. So we do a sneaker podcast on Tuesday, but that's been going really well. So we also do a variety like slice of life, like you said, fuck it Friday type podcast on Wednesday talking about current events. Then there's work, I've been still working and trying to get back into like the content creation shoot thing a little bit because I've been getting lucky. The streak's been solid, man. Like,
Amazing. Yeah.
and I've been on a journey. Like last weekend, man. I met Clint from Cortez. He was in the city.
See, I don't
Um,
even know who that is. You got to tell us who that is.
the dude who did the Air Max 95s, who got the brand Cortez, as people say. I
Oh,
don't
the
know how.
Cortez.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So chopped
Okay.
it up with
Okay.
him. And just trying to just like expand the platform. When it get all settled, man. Like I also want to do my own thing. So everybody in the chat, you of course, all the homies and like group chats and discords, man. Y'all gonna have a platform. We gonna have a spot. We gonna do it big there too. Yeah, man, but that's basically been it. I've been a ghost watcher, still catching the playbacks when you go live, man. I'm glad to see that you back into the full swing of the content, and I'm glad that everybody that's here supporting you still here. Yeah, man.
Breaks the Kick said, "Hey, did you hear about the Australian TikTok streamer that scammed a lottery winner out of what is that? What is that? $45,000
Mm.
bounty in cards. That's crazy. Hey,
Oh,
only
TikTok
fools
is.
get scammed out of $45,000. Only,
I don't even
well,
got.
I mean, well,
I don't even got that much money to get scammed out of.
right. Like I said, I don't gamble, so I mean, even if I wanted to get scammed out of $45,000 at the same time too, I don't have $45,000 to get scammed out of.
That's what they
You
was
might
talking
get a
about with
couple, but
and that's what they was talking about on a podcast I was listening to. I'm sure we're gonna touch base on it again. How Shorty got away with I think 6,000 or 60,000 from them awake fives. Um,
what's good, King Peter?
Crazy.
King, let me tell you. Okay, so well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there. But um, one thing I do know is, like I said in the last slide, we give way too much credit to women that we wouldn't give to men. Like, we could stand next to a well-dressed man and call him a scammer or say he up to something, and stand next to a bummy ass looking woman literally scratching her neck because she's looking for the next fix, and be like, treat her like a sad puppy and be like, oh, look at her, she just needs a little bit of help, and
She need to get back on her feet, type shit.
yeah, everything will be okay. And then when she rob you fucking blind, the response to it is, oh,
How did that happen?
baby girl just needed it, and I'm a man, I can bounce back at some point.
I'm gonna pray for her.
Right.
And if it's a dude, it's like, man, what cuz that? I'm putting hands on.
Right.
Like,
The man in the suit, you want to put some hands on it. You want every kind of legal action to be taken against the dude. But the lady, you just, oh, well, yeah. She probably needed it more than I did. Well, of course she needed it more than you did. But still, she stole your shit. And she's a criminal. We need the lack of accountability that we hold to some women. I'm not going to say all women, because there are women out there that have levels of accountability, but the lack of accountability that we allow, or that we continue to push for women to have, is insane. The Awake raffle ended, what was it, Saturday or something like that.
Something like that, yeah, last week.
But the raffles were going on for damn near the entire week. And here it is, Friday, and there has been nothing said about her being sued, anybody going after her, seeking,
no type of legal action or nothing like that.
Right.
So like, some people were saying the first couple people got real links and they were able to get product.
Mm-hmm.
One of my homies went to the event because he lives in New York. He won a pair, but he was saying it was wild, bro. He said when he went to go get his pair, it was supposed to be, hey, get your pair step. Some of the employees in the store was letting people buy the blue pair too for box price. They was like, hey, you here, just grab them. Certain people was walking out with multiple pair. So like, when
I did see that.
So when Awake was saying that, yeah, it won't have nothing to do with this scammer, they might have been true with that. It might have been some rogue employee, but the way Awake themselves moved about the release, it was a mess before she got involved.
What up, Average?
What's up, Average?
Okay. So Awake, last time we spoke about it, Awake said they didn't have anything to do with the scammers. Okay, I can understand that. They didn't, you can't control whether people are going to scam people or not.
That's true.
But they said none of their employees were selling access to the link. Whether they were directly selling access to the link or indirectly selling access to the link, they were selling access to the link because they gave it to people where they shouldn't have given it to.
Yeah, somebody
because
had a link. So like,
right,
yeah,
because she sat there. First, her story was, I met Buddy in the park. And then she moved from I met Buddy in the park to I don't want to say who actually did it. I don't want to say who has the money. So a lot of her story was bullshit up until the point where she said, I don't care. That was probably the most truthful thing she said throughout her entire time. And I mentioned before where I said, if Kari had anything to do with it, sneaker fetish, not Kari here today, but if sneaker fetish had anything to do with it, how heavy was his involvement? What was he going to? How was he going to handle it? And what steps was he going to take? Whether any needed to be taken? And during that live, you were telling me about somebody that was talking about him, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So he very well had
He like staked his name on her for a little bit.
right. I was like, right because of his position, and this is only because of his position within the community. He had an integral part in people being scammed. And see, this is why I tell people you have to be careful who you fuck with. This is why I tell people you can't trust everything you see and hear. This is why I started on the bandwagon of how can you trust these stock numbers? How can you trust these early pairs? So on and so forth. Because as we saw, the owner of Awake, he got on Complex and he said, "Well, if you got such and such kind of pairs, they're
It's
fake."
probably fake, yeah.
But see, I couldn't even trust what he said because he also said they were limited. It turns out they're not as limited as he says they are. Because if you're giving away pairs off the strength of people just buying one or two other pairs, that means you have pairs to go out. You have more than 7,000 pairs.
Because the first batch were not numbered, right?
No, that according to him, that was a lie.
Oh, okay.
In accordance to him, see, and this is why I said you can't trust a lot of this shit that you hear. Because at first we got batches where they weren't numbered. We saw a bunch of batches drop online where they weren't numbered. And we already know to some degree that you can't trust early visuals. Because a lot of times the early visuals are coming from like what I like to say Guangdong and Wendy Lee, and they just showing this shit off. And when you see early photos and early images, even from Z Sneakerhead doesn't say like if it's not an official image,
Yeah,
Z
it'll be like
Sneakerhead won't say
render.
official image. Yeah, right. He'll say mock-up or a render or an early rendering or early mock-up of what it's supposed to be. Which is very like if you go down Z Sneakerhead's like profile, it's you get that verbiage a lot, and then you get the actual verbiage less than less than the latter. But that's why I always say you cannot trust everything you see and hear. And just because these people have thousands of followings, you cannot believe it based on the level of followings. Because at the end of the day, the level of followings does not correlate to whether or not the creator of the content is telling you the truth.
I mean,
that only means the amount of people that believe the shit that they're telling.
Think about Zade Kicks. He was getting thousands and thousands of dollars. He had a bunch of followers. He even had some people that could vouch for him because they got stuff from him. But anybody can have a bad day and turn tail and, empty the safe on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. King Vita said, "What's super funny about this is I'm hearing about scammers. I'm assuming sneaker content, LOL. And I was just watching videos on scamming people out of their Pokemon." I mean, to be honest, so, and I don't know if it seems worse because we are in the era of social media where things are easily and more readily available to put out there because people are willing and wanting to put these things out for clicks and follows and likes in order to gain revenue, and affiliate programs and sponsorships and things like that, or if it's always been the case. But what is it like? This is what am I trying to say? Like, to a certain degree, I don't think that this is anything new, but I think it only feels like something new because the information is easier to access. But scammers are everywhere. As long as you got some weird ass people, as long as you've got something that people want to collect, there are going to be scammers. Whether it's sneakers, whether it's action figures, whether it's baseball cards, whether it's like fucking Labubus, people are going to scam you when it comes to something massively popular.
If it's money to be made with a venture, bruh, people gonna scam you, bro. If it's a business selling
Exactly.
a product,
Exactly.
somebody gonna find
Exactly.
a plug, a hookup, a back door.
Right.
They gonna
Right.
sell you a dream. You gonna get finesse if you allow yourself to. Like people so horny for these sneakers that okay, I'm hearing this 7,000 pair. The pink pair is limited, friends and family, awake exclusive, what have you. Think about this, right? So that's in your mind, right? You
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
on the aftermarket, you're seeing pairs go up for like $1,000. So you know this about to be a difficult shoe to obtain. Some random person who you never met is like, yo, I got the plug and I only want to sell it to you for $100. So you pay your 225 retail, whatever the shoe is, plus 100. You guarantee what people are calling the sneaker of the year that's currently going for upwards to $700. Sit down in your grown ass age and think about why that makes sense. Why is this person who has access to a shoe that's going for a stack only getting $100, so only getting 10% out of it from you?
Right.
Why is this
Right.
person who has access to the sneaker? It's only 7,000 pair. Keep in mind, legit pairs still got to come out. So at the store, at the event, and all that, how many links could they possibly even have? And
Correct.
then once you do all of that, why is this person helping you?
Right.
Who
Right.
are
Right.
you to them? Now,
Right.
I'm going to give Shorty a little bit of hustler's credit. She got through with some people. Some people legit got pairs on the way or
Right.
have
And
already
of course,
touched.
and of course, the people that actually got pairs were the people were basically being used to say,
I'm
"See, I
about it.
told you
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
legit.
get them."
Yeah.
Now, had she said, okay, had she worded what she was doing in the manner of, "I'm selling an opportunity to get you ahead of like the regular average everyday person, and it's going to cost you this with the expectation that it's no guarantee and it's just an opportunity," then that would have been a lot better.
See,
And,
the
and and
difference
the people that
between
gave up the money, if they didn't get it, then it would have just been, oh, okay, you didn't get it, but you understood that it wasn't guaranteed, but that it was
see the
just an
difference
opportunity.
between what you just described and what she did is a legit business maneuver. A
Right,
lottery. You just described the lottery. What she
right,
did was a fucking scam.
right,
Like
right,
it lost out. She pissed everybody off because I'm pretty sure, like you said, she worded it different. She would have hit them with, "Hey, the links was live. Angelo Baque and the weight guy hip. They X'd it."
right,
Now the big nail in the coffin was none of y'all niggas getting y'all money back.
right,
That was the bitch. What? But like, even if she still said, "Hey, I can't get y'all money back," I was not in control that the store was gonna X the link. That money has already been attributed to its respective sources. Cause what you think I
right,
got these links for free? I had to pay for shit too. Like if she would have
right,
worded it like that, like you said,
right,
people thirsty to give a woman a break. So I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have blew up in her face, especially with Captain Save Akari being there to save her, like he loves to do every
right,
female sneaker content creator. But when she was
right,
like, "Oh, y'all ain't never gonna get y'all money back. I won't get touched. Kiss my ass."
right, right,
And like Brick's been saying in the chat, FTC man, class action, get legal, bro. Like, cause most of them people who probably cop links don't live nowhere near Shorty. Couldn't get
right,
to a wake on a
right,
plane
right,
ride if they wanted to go to the store to complain. Nike don't give a shit. So it's either take the L or get litigious. And then you're gonna probably get laughed at by any lawyer that's like pro bono because they're gonna be like, so you signed up for a sneakers scam?
right,
Like
right,
what the fuck?
right,
Like maybe in Trump's America with the FTC ready to crack the whip over some black person doing bad's back. But people gotta go to the FTC. Otherwise, going on a Twitter space or X space, yeah, you just made yourself look publicly dumb. Like I couldn't imagine
Right,
telling y'all on this stream or my partner or a homie or my family, like, hey man, I lost out on some bread. Damn, bro, what happened?
right.
Well, some sneakers was coming out. Wait, what? First off, non-sneakerheads gonna look at you crazy for that. Yeah, some sneakers was coming out. Oh, you bought them and they ain't flipped like you thought they was. Nah, well, I was gonna get some shoes, right? They was 200, but they going for like 1,000, right? I'm hearing you. So shorty that knows somebody out in New York, she was like, give me 100 and I get them for you for the retail. Who was the shorty? I don't know her. So why would she do that for you? Cause she was doing it for a lot of people.
Let me see
Oh,
what they're
so
doing for on StockX right now.
yeah, last time I checked, they was like on GOAT, my size, it was like 800. But yeah, like it just sounds goofy. But I'd rather get laughed at for a brief moment to then get everybody got organized together. Because individually too, a bunch of people complaining about what was the links she was charging $110, $130, some shit like that.
150.
150, yeah, bro.
Yeah, she was
Man, so
charging between $100 to $150 for the link.
if that shit was legit, man, that would have been a great come up for all them people. But it was just
Right.
too good to be true.
So like right now,
Hold on, hold
size.
on, hold on, hold up. Brooks, I ain't making it about race. I'm just saying they double down on certain shades of people. Like living in DC with all these federal organizations and Marines and Coast Guards patrolling the streets, your ethnicity definitely get an extra eyebrow raise versus other people. But no, it's not about race. I'm just saying in general. Like,
Right. Yeah. 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 Just
yeah.
an example to reinforce or bring home the fact of certain viewpoints and
Yeah, if
ideology
she
to
was
kind of
white,
follow.
yeah, if she was white, air that ass out too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely air that ass
So
out too. Cause white people, not trying to make this, not trying to offend any white viewers that's watching, some of the biggest scammers. That's where that phrase Madoff with the money come from. Bernie Madoff. Enron, that whole company was a big finesse. Damn, I'm old.
so
Nobody probably know what Enron is.
yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what the fucking run is.
It was like in 2002. That's why it was on the news and shit. But that's the only reason I really know.
2002. What the hell was I doing in 2002? I think in
What man? You was
2002
like in
I was
elementary school.
hell no.
How old are you?
Old enough. Like I'm man. I look. I'm gonna tell you. I look young, but I'm getting up there.
Bro, you in your early 30s at best, bro.
Hell no.
How old are you? You've never had this discussion before?
What?
How old you are?
No, most people have never had the discussion with me of how
Holy
old I
shit.
am because a lot of people just look at me and just assume like
Like you like
they
late
just
20s, early 30s.
they look at me and just assume they know how old I am. So yeah, no, nobody's like. And notice how it's not.
Like a big
Notice how
publicized.
it's not surprising. It's not surprising to me at all. It's just like another conversation. No, I'm not 45. I ain't that old. I ain't that
I'm
old.
about
I mean,
yeah,
if
45 would be crazy.
yeah, like when I get to that point, you probably wouldn't even fucking know. But um, in 2002, nah, I'll tell you
Okay,
later.
okay.
But like in 2002, I was like shit, fucking playing.
Shit, I was 9.
Uh, I was playing Xbox
Oh, he
and
was
like
rich.
cussing. I was cussing people out. Like I had Xbox. I had the first Xbox. The Xbox came out in what, like 2000 or something like that.
The first Xbox was like 2002, 2001, around that.
Right, right, somewhere around there. And let me see. Hold on. I'm finna Google this. I'm finna Google this.
I had a PlayStation 2 and a
When
GameCube for the
did
longest time. It took forever for me to get an Xbox.
the first Xbox came out? November 15th, 2001. So yeah, in
Okay.
2002, that's when I was like on that Halo, knocking niggas heads off.
Dang, the
Um,
OG Halo Combat Evolved. That shit was
so
fire, bro.
yeah, from Bricks and Kicks, that first Xbox was 2001. So yeah, I was definitely playing Xbox. I wasn't online yet because like
Now, if you
that
was
was like.
online in 2002, you definitely was the richest house on the block, bro. If you was not on
I mean, I
download
was.
internet playing on Xbox Live, you had bread, bro. Your parents had
I
bread.
mean, I like plugged it in and got online with Xbox for the first time, but like I wasn't constantly online. So like,
Yeah, the concept. I remember I went to a homie
but I
house.
will say, a lot of people would consider me living in a rich neighborhood because I lived in like metro Atlanta, like
Metro.
in the middle of all of the mansions and stuff like that. Like a lot of kids I went to school with were like rich as hell, and I didn't even know it. So I don't know, but
Dang, Vita said his first system was a bootleg NES. That's funny.
hell no, no sir,
Dang,
no sir. Hey, you was in the struggle. You was in the struggle more than I was.
dang, bootleg NES is crazy, bro. Not even like
Like
just an old one, just a bootleg.
I'm like, yeah, damn. Nah, I ain't gonna talk about that either, cause nah, I ain't got time for that shit, cause that does not discredit the type the individual I am. But um,
Oh, he's from
yeah. So
Cuba. Oh shit. Okay, that definitely makes sense.
oh damn, Vita.
Get
I mean,
getting stuff
like
over there probably was hard. Like it's tough as shit.
hell yeah,
No, you
man.
definitely got some slack, my guy. Nah, 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 nah.
You
I'm gonna
was up
take
there
no
playing on
judgment.
some.
No judgment.
You was up there like eating sugar cane for fun. Like good gracious,
Wow.
like that's crazy. 2000, like in 2001, you was in Cuba. You were in Cuba in 2001. That's
Damn,
interesting.
like I know some people that grew up in Brazil, and they was like, bro, like currently now, a PS3/4 is like hot shit, and that's gonna run you bread.
Oh, Vita. Okay, so you came in 1998.
He said,
You was in the golden age.
he said, I gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no, you was in the golden age of living in the U.S. Like the golden, like I consider the golden age like 1990 up until like 2006, maybe 2008. I give it a little bit of grace, but like anything after that, that's when shit started falling apart and
That's
motherfuckers started
before the
getting
recession.
dumb and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, right before
yeah.
the housing
So
crash.
um. So yeah, like yeah. But nah, around that time I was chilling. I wasn't thinking about anything
He said
political.
he was born in '92. He a year older than me.
Oh damn, baby. Jeez. 92. Let me see. My sister was born in 95. Okay. So yeah, you like she, Vita is what, like 3 years older than my sister. I don't even know why I don't even know why my brain almost kind of like fried on that shit. But basically, in 2000, 2001, 2002, I wouldn't worry about nothing fucking political. I didn't start
Uh,
worrying about like political affairs until I was maybe like 20. No, I don't think shit. I don't think I ever really worried about political affairs, but um, yeah, so I can't even put an age on it. I've never really worried about political affairs.
Cause there's only
I've
so
just
much you could
basically
do unless you in it, bro.
right, right,
Like
right.
fighting somebody over their political views. I know sometimes you might have a discussion with somebody, but unless you on Capitol Hill fighting with somebody because they believe in this candidate or that candidate, bro, what the fuck that's gonna do, bro? They still vote for who they gonna vote for at the end of the day.
Brick says y'all old enough to go to school with Jesus.
Hey man, I was a class behind them, you know.
Damn, but um, yeah, like this, this it just mind like my mind is just blown on how much we like how we pick and choose what we allow to go on, like how we will ignore certain people. And I've talked about this before based upon follow, like for whatever reason we think following equates to honesty and shit like that and integrity and shit like
And
that
I think
instead of
people do that because like you mentioned that golden age of early to mid '90s all the way to the early to mid 2000s because back in the day, people with following had to do shit to be famous. Like now, you could just be a
Right.
reality
Right.
star or something.
Right.
But with that fame came shit to lose. Like when a president, like let's say for example, the shit Donald Trump doing, some of that doesn't even get acknowledged, let alone an apology. But when
Right.
Bill Clinton had his big political, you
Oh,
know,
everybody was on that shit.
bro, this man had to get on TV, address it, apologize. People was calling for him to resign. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Hillary still with him? People had shit to lose back then, and they didn't want to. So I feel like when someone had shit to lose, whether they be a celebrity, a person you look up to, like let's look at teachers, right? I think teachers always been creepy as shit with students doing pedophilic shit. But they went extra hard not to get caught because it'd be publicized. Then they have to lose their
Yeah.
jobs. And then
Yeah.
it's not like the internet where you could get a work from home job or have a faceless career or, move miles and miles and miles away and still make bread. You fucked up, it was over, bro. Your rep was over.
Right.
So, like,
Right.
if this was when the days when, let's look at 2005 again, like you said, go back to that area. Undefeated was the first store to collab with Jordan. And after watching all these interviews for the retro, this had to look like this. This had to look like that. This particular
Right.
material was used. They went through all of that. You think
Right.
that the team at Undefeated was gonna let some goofy bitch with an access link ruin their first collab? No, because that store wouldn't exist no more. Jordan would have said, Jordan and Nike at that point in time, when the company fucked up. Remember when they cut Foot Locker deal off? They told Foot Locker, fuck y'all.
Right.
The
Right.
whole company, like, eat shit. So they
So
had shit to lose. Now it's funny. Like some people, I've seen some people literally go, "Shorty not a scammer, she an entrepreneur." Fuck them goofy people who bought into that. That's what they get.
that's crazy. That's
Yo,
fucking crazy.
they're
That's
like,
fucking
woo,
crazy.
woo, woo. Shorty got her money and she made off.
That's crazy.
Like
So
they,
okay,
dang, you
I
can
got a
watch Batman,
question,
bro. Batman was a goated
and
cartoon. I got
I
it
got a
on Blu-ray if
question,
you want to
and I
borrow it.
got I got a comment or something to also open up another can of worms in terms of like what's been going on. But um, so
Oh, Cat Dog was fire. Bricks. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
remember that.
yeah. So like, would you say based upon what you said and the things you've been saying, would you say that social media ruined the quality of products when it comes to Nike in general? We ain't gonna talk about nobody else. We're gonna stick to what we got going on in the community because back then, the only way that you got like sales and things like that where you really had to bring it. You really had to give people the reason to, want to purchase what you were selling because a name alone, granted, it is Michael Jordan, but the name alone was not enough to just make massive sales. Now, with the age, you had to have something to substantiate your claims of why you should buy something. Like you had, even then, you had to have something to substantiate why you felt like people should spend their money, whether it was food, whether it was cars. That's why cars back in the day lasted a lot longer than cars now. Um, Food was better then than it was now, or businesses surrounded by food were better then than they were now because you really had to come with it. Now, in the modern age of social media and things like that, it's kind of, in my opinion, in favor of the companies when all you got to do is find some of the most popular people to say, "Hey, this is good." And it doesn't matter how many people say that it's terrible or go against it, as long as the people that pull in the most populace are famous and are able to back that thought process, they're going to go with it. They're going to go with it.
Yeah, I agree. Social media had a big impact because back in those days, like you said, the dollar had to be earned. They had to make a commercial
Right.
around somebody that had proven skill set, and then after that, the
Right.
product still
Right.
had to be good. When
Right.
Nike became number one, like you said, they stopped doing commercials because they can get their cosigns by somebody with a large follower account. They can appease them with
Right.
a one-time check or maybe some free product, and that's it. With that, you see somebody with a bunch of followers. That person with a bunch of followers gets free shit. Who cares about the quality of the product? Because now I want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then with social media too, it provided something that a lot of people don't use it for, which they should, is information. Nike can see what's popping in the street. Working at Nike when I used to work there, if y'all don't think that there's a team of representatives at headquarters, not on Nike Talk, on Soul Collector, on TikTok, on YouTube, trust me, there's literally a team of people that watch shit like this, watch the big influencers that they're not paying, go into the forums and be like, oh yeah, they want this. They want it so bad that if we make the air bubble smaller, or if we cut costs on materials, or if we let a few trickle out the back door to gain hype, we still gonna be good. Nike
Right.
used social media to maintain that pole position because they was number one before social media, but they got
Right.
lazy and
Right.
comfortable because of it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Like, you got
And
to be
me,
honest. Everybody want to say this because I used to think this too until I started working there and started learning how like corporate minds work. Nike need to
yeah.
bring back commercials. Wouldn't it be so fire if Nike
Yes.
brings back
Yes.
commercials? Right, right, right. So hear that, right? What's the last shoe that's not a retro that you got hyped about? Just honest question.
Like actual organic hype
Like you saw this shoe, you was
or
like,
or
damn, I want this shit.
like forced social media hype.
Either one. But
Because
it can't be something old. It can't be like a bread one or something. It gotta be something that's, even if it's
right.
a retro, it's gotta be a new color.
Oh, I can give you an honest answer. The last time I had, if I look at the spectrum from outside of the sneaker sphere, um, because that would mean I would have to discount everything. Unfortunately, I'd have to discount everything that fell within the era of me,
Nah, just off the dome. Like the people responding in the chat. Brick say 700 V3. Average said Jaw 3, which I got a box right here with a little special Jaw 3 in it. Can't wait to
yeah.
unbox that. I'm gonna
Well,
take I'm gonna
I
take
gotta go
Brick's
deeper with it.
example.
Oh,
I'm gonna take Brick's example right here and say 700 V3.
right,
There was not a single commercial for that shoe. It wasn't
right,
in Adidas annual magazine. Eastbay didn't talk about it because these companies know they don't make commercials and shit no more. Because why? Why do I have to spend thousands of dollars to make it, then spend more money to put it on air to hope that you catch it during preseason football when I know if I let somebody leak a picture of Kanye wearing it, or if I let a social media influencer get an early look, air quotes,
right,
fuck a
right.
commercial. I just saved myself thousands of dollars in marketing. And like you said, the silhouette was fire. Sometimes they just know this shit gonna sell. Like, I don't need to do a commercial.
So,
Wale wearing GT Futures all goddamn day. Now I'm sure he getting
but
a
you know,
little
ain't
bit of a
nobody paying
bag,
attention to Wale except for the old heads.
but it's the fact that they did a little promotional event, New York versus New York, 300 pair. My homie went there. He was like, all the people, he saw people talking shit about that shoe on social media a week before.
Man,
All
I
of them
need to
was
know
in
who
line
you.
to get a pair of them joints.
I need to know who you know because I don't always need nothing special. I'll be good with like the basic shit, like some grape fives or some shattered backboards, or some shit like
Right.
that.
As King B is
And
saying in
look,
the chat. But go ahead.
I'm good. But you know, you know, I don't know why, but I'm always extra with the thoughts, and I have to like be honest, and I have
No,
to
you're
go
not being
deep.
extra. You expressing yourself.
But like to be honest, the last thing I really got hyped for because I have to look outside of the fact that um a lot of excitement came from how able am I going to be to get this shoe. The last time,
So if
and with that happens,
I'm not judging you or
yeah, go
nothing. I'm
ahead.
just legit asking. If
Yeah,
you can't get a shoe, Does that lessen your
Right.
enjoyment of it? Like you're not like one of them I like it from a distance type person?
I can be, but because in my current mindset, because I figure if I can't get it, I'm not gonna put in any kind of crazy work. I'm not gonna shell out
I
like
guess so.
a high amount of cash for it. It kind of like it does skew my mindset as far as how much I like it. Because let's say fuck I don't know shit. I'll bring these out because they right here. 85.
Gotta
The
fuck
bread
with
85s. Yeah, nah.
it.
The bread 85s. Like when these dropped, and I have to be honest, but of course it's going to be an example. The bread 85s, when these dropped, I was like, damn, I gotta have that shoe because I like a bread. I've never had a bread before.
Which is still
Now
crazy.
I did pay the extra to get this, but if I had the somewhat the same level of excitement for another shoe, and I didn't have access to it. In the current mindset, if the price was like $400 or $500, I would literally take a lackadaisical thought process to it and be like, oh well, the shit gone. The brick by bricks, for example. I really like the brick by bricks, but I didn't hit on the brick by bricks. I literally entered at least 15 raffles for the brick by bricks. And when Nigel Sylvester did his like charity donation thing, where like if you donated, you had an opportunity to get the brick by bricks. I entered that as well. And when I didn't hit, I was like, well, shit. I mean, yeah. I went to the next fucking shoot because I'm not gonna pay the. I think at the time the resale was like
Or
almost 400. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna pay the 400 to get that shoe. I was like, it's cool and I really like it, but nah, it's not that important to me.
no, that makes
Um,
sense. It's certain shoes that whether it's I don't feel them as much, but I know they look good on other people, or I ain't gonna lie, it's certain
right.
shoes that I'm like, damn, I want those, I miss, and then when I see how much they're going for, I'll be like, in my mind, I'll be like, man, fuck that shoe.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
like that, like I don't give a fuck.
I
But
think the last time I felt the excitement for a shoe outside of like the excitement you get from scarcity and the excitement of, oh shit, I got something that not a whole bunch of people can get or that a lot of people are thirsting over, would be like back in 2016 when I first started getting into them and I got the all red upper 12s. They were like the all red upper with
the
the white
suede joints.
bottom.
Oh yeah,
No,
I know
no,
what you're
they
talking about.
all leather. They
I
was
know
like
what you're
they were literally like almost a back to school pair, and then the other pair that dropped at the same time with them, they were like gray
Was it
on
the
the
master
upper and had hits of like baby blue
blue?
in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The wolf gray
yeah,
joints.
yeah. That was the last time I can say I can remember I had like a serious, like natural excitement that
Well,
was not like manufactured.
it's two shoes that get me like this. So like, you know when people wake up from comas or it'd be a time travel movie and they'd be like, "Where am I?" And the
Yeah.
first thing they do is like reach for a newspaper in the trash can or some shit. I know if I ever traveled through time and I was all like, "What year is it?" And they'd be like, "It's 2025," and I'm like, "What's the date? What's the date?" If I look at a shoe store and I see some 12s coming out, I'm be like, "It must be tax return season." Or like if
Yeah.
I see a bunch of kids at the mall wearing 11s, I'm like, all right, so I made it just in time for Christmas. Like like 12s always come out in like fucking tax return season, and they be
Right.
certified hood classics, bro.
But you know what? A lot of people love them because I had on my royalty 12s, and this kid literally lost his shit. He had on the mellow 12s, and he was like, Dad, he got on the same shoes I got on. And I could hear him. I know exactly what he's talking about because I saw his shoes. And I'm like, no, technically, I mean,
You did the
technically I
actually
don't,
son
but
with the little head back.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm like in my mind, like technically I don't have the same shoes on, but like as far as uh silhouette or setup, I do. But the kid was so excited
You just
to
gotta let them
know
have it.
that,
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
right,
Like the gym
like I
reds.
understood he felt some kind of validity in knowing that somebody older had
Got the
on
same
like the
shit.
shoes he had. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Those
But
Zens, the Gym Reds. What's them other ones? The waterproofs. Those the brands this year. Yo, it's fucking tax return time. Tell your kids you love them. Get them some 12s. Full length zoom unit. They're fucking tanks. I can't wait for taxes this year.
like, boy, I've never worn these, but these are so damn
Is that a
beautiful.
collab? Or they
This
just
is the
all
Paul George 12s.
okay? Because you know what they look like. I don't know if anybody else gonna remember this, but like my terminally online ass. But
The
remember that
PSNY.
brand? Goddamn boy. Yes, bro. Yes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So the PSNYs came after these. So
And they did 15s
I
too, right?
yeah, I think they did. I think they
Okay.
did. No,
Yeah.
because they haven't done 15s in a long time.
Nah, I swear. No, they did them high ass boot PSNY 15s.
No, you're right. I think they did do a
Yeah, yeah.
burgundy pair
Okay,
of
okay. That's
PSNY
what I'm talking
15s.
about.
So they did a burgundy pair of 12s. They did the olive pair of 12s to kind of mimic these, but the olive on the PSNYs were darker than this. They were like shit dark.
Shit.
So like this got a
Brent's
suede
about to make $1
upper.
billion. He said, "I'm surprised Travis never made one like that." Hey, bro.
Man,
Very
look,
Travis coded, but I believe it, bro. If that white was brown and they had like cactus red where it says TWO on it, yeah, Travis
yeah,
would do it, bro.
like so. I did a TikTok video of these because I was just like, man, what's your favorite throwback from like 2018 or some shit like that? But TikTok,
King
going
King
back to
just
that,
made a good point too.
what'd he say? I feel like everyone's getting the hype kicks is kind of cool but stupid. Hear me out, laughing my fucking ass off. Everyone copping the same new shoes. Everyone looks the same, no originality, just to cop the hot new thing. So I do understand. I do understand that viewpoint and things like that. But
Hey,
okay,
real quick, bro. I'm still gonna be listening. I'm step out. I'm gonna transition to the crib real quick.
okay, okay,
All right. Just keep an eye out when I try to go backstage.
okay.
All right. Shout out everybody in chat. Peace. Y'all see me in a second.
So I do understand that, and I've had that same thought process and that same mindset before, where like if everybody is dressing the same, looking the same, they all look like mindless idiots. At the same time, though, you can't avoid it. You cannot avoid it. You can't like be as long as shoes are available to the public. And as long as there is a level of enthusiasm to what's available to the public, people are gonna have the same thing. Like whether it's a cell phone, the Samsung Galaxy. This is Samsung Galaxy. My iPhone is upstairs. An iPhone. But when people have iPhones, we don't make this same argument for people with iPhones. We don't make this same argument for people with Samsung. TVs. People, the top brands because they're known for quality are Insignia, Samsung, and Sony. Not in that order, but you know those are some of the top TV brands. We don't say that for TVs. When it comes to computer tech, there are the big three or the big whatever for computer tech, for vehicles, so on and so forth. But we don't use the argument for those things. Yes, you can go in a club and see a bunch of people with the same pair of Jordans on. Um, but does that mean they don't have originality? No, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't have originality. It just like because you could really quantify not you could really quantify everybody liking the same thing as not having originality or and things like that. But does that mean that? No, it just means, man, uh, that a lot of people in a certain setting like the same thing. So in order to combat that thought process, a lot of people would, you know, hold off on wearing their shoes because they had the same feeling and the same thought process you did. And I kind of adopted that same thought process of, okay, a Jordan a Jordan 5 great drops on August 1st. Everybody wants to be considered like the cool guy or whatever. Um, and they're gonna wear their great fives. Now, does that mean every single person is wearing their great fives to be the cool guy? No. Some people are wearing their great fives to be the cool guy. Some people are wearing their great fives because they were extremely excited about getting them because it was their favorite shoe. It's just a multitude of reasons and a multitude of different ideas that we can't just like quantify into one thought process of just being corny. But again, like I said, I adopted that thought process of I don't want to look like the quote unquote corny guy or the culture vulture just doing it for the sake of doing it because it's the hot thing at the time. And let me put my shoes to the side and then wait till the hype dies down and then wear them because, you know, not everybody is wearing them. But doing that, that was denying myself of something that I actually liked and wanted to do, and thus created or was it kind of contributed to me having a whole bunch of DS damn pair of shoes that like are waiting for me to put on foot. So I mean it's it's a double-edged sword. It's like, do you want to wear them because you love them? Do you want to wear them? I mean, do you not want to wear them because you don't want to seem like the culture vulture or the simp or somebody trying to fit in? Like, what do you do? Where do you find that balance? How do you find that balance in, you know, actually enjoying what it is you're picking up, being, you know, trying to stand out and not seeming like you're just trying to do what everybody else is doing. And for me, the way I kind of like said, okay, I'm going to pave my own lane is to say, fuck what everybody else thinks. If I want to wear them, I'm going to fucking wear them. If I don't feel like wearing them, I'm not going to wear them. And, you know, that's just me because you can't control what other people think about you anyway. So at some point, we got to stop thinking about what people think, and we just got to focus on what we actually think and what do we want to do. How do we feel about ourselves? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people gonna have opinions, and if we build ourselves on other people's opinions, then we gonna be fucked. That in a nutshell is why society is so fucking weak because we use the clicks, we use the likes, we use the views in order to build our own personal self-esteem nowadays. And I don't know at what point in life it got that way, but we use those metrics to build our own self-esteem. That's why when you see children nowadays, and it seems crazy as hell to think about, but we've allowed the children to fall into this, you know, this narrative. But when you see the children nowadays and you take away their phones, they lose their shit because they don't know how to exist outside of the clicks and the likes and other things like that. Like, we have to get back to being able to exist outside of the clicks and the likes because before social media, motherfuckers was literally dressing how they wanted to dress. Like you see on social media before, people say, man, we got to be real. People's outfits were ass back in the day. And I mean, that might be true to some other people, but to that individual and to some other people, that outfit was not ass. That outfit was fire and it actually worked. But when social media came into the mix and you start seeing a large populace of people, and that doesn't make their opinions or their, you know, thoughts empirical or makes what they're feeling to be true. But when we started seeing more people jump on a specific bandwagon or a specific thought process, I think that was the deterioration of actual self-expression. Because again, like I said, long before social media was a thing, you had people putting on all different kind of colors and then matching shoes to different kind of colors. So like with the grape, you would see people in an outfit with like some white parachute pants that had hits of purple, maybe some hits of green and shit like that. And the people who put that fit together thought it was fire. And then some people thought it was fire, and then some people thought it was trash. But the consensus was, man, hey, I'm cool either way. I'm cool either way. But or you would see fits with like just some purple because of the tongue, or you know a lot of purple because the upper is primarily white, and then all purple outfits play off of the hits of purple or teal or green or sea green, whatever you want to call it, on the bottom, and people were cool. But when we introduced social media and we got like the popular people or a large mass of people to say, why the hell are you wearing a whole bunch of purple or that splatter paint kind of outfit? That is ass. And then you got people saying, yeah, the bully culture. When the bully culture set in social media, we lost self-expression. We really lost self-expression. So I mean, it's really kind of hard to say that you know, when are you actually losing individuality and when are you still expressing individuality? The only thing I could say is worry about yourself. Worry about what the fuck you love and don't worry about what anybody else thinks about it, because confidence is key. You could have on the trashiest outfit, and trust me, I've seen it in high fashion where they have the trashiest fucking outfits. But if they exude some confidence, it's gonna be people that say, "Oh yeah, man, that shit is trash, but it's fire at the same time." Like they're even mentally mind fucking themselves into liking that shit. And we can all be we've all been victims of that. But as long as there are enough people in a cluster of comments that say, "Oh yeah, this is fire, this is fire, this is fire," because they fear to give their own opinion, the shit becomes fire. Case in point, look at a lot of shit that Kanye did. Let's be honest. A lot of shit that Kanye has done is ass burgers. The shirts and hoodies and shit like that with holes in it. That shit is ass. That shit is ass. That shit is bummy. That shit is whatever you want to say, but that shit ain't fire. But Kanye pushed that out with confidence, and he got enough people to feel his confidence, and enough people to cluster within themselves to say, "Oh yeah, that's kind of nice." And all of a sudden, his bullshit garbage fashion took off. It skyrocketed to the point where we give credence and love to some of his ugly shit even to this day. So from Bricks to Kick said, "Hey brother, let me lace you up on some Bay Area classics." Hey, I'm listening. I know you from the A, but have y'all heard of Mozzie? As far as I know, I've never heard of Mozzie. Now I might have seen Mozzie and don't know that it was Mozzie, but hold on, let me look it up. And as a matter of fact, I'll sidetrack for just a second and look it up. Let me get on board. So you talking about Mozzie the rapper, or is it anything like beyond Mozzie, like beyond that name? Hype can really make or break a shoe's wearability for me. Facts. I love classics no matter if they hyped or not. Never sacrifice your own and this is probably one of the best comments on here. Never sacrifice your own personal happiness to make someone else happy. Best words of wisdom I've ever heard. And that's facts. And that's what a lot of people, that's why a lot of people don't have any individuality, because they sacrifice their happiness for the masses. Yeah, and I learned a long time ago in school, never sacrifice your happiness for somebody else, because you can never make them fucking happy. I remember kids used to make fun of like Power Rangers all the time. And I used to hide the fact that I watched Power Rangers, that I had Power Ranger toys and things like that. I used to hide the fact that I had toys. Um, I've had toys all my life. Now, did I play with toys continuous throughout my entire life? No. But I used to hide the fact that I had toys, because a lot of people that were in the in crowd used to say, "Oh, you a baby, you a bitch, like you're not a man, or like you're a little kid if you got toys, if you play with toys." And when I realized those were some of the most unhappiest people I had ever seen, and they even used to make fun of my clothes because I used to wear nothing but Old Navy. It wasn't that my mother couldn't afford more expensive clothing, but it was just that, like, I thought Old Navy is good enough because I wasn't trying to please anybody else but myself. Kids used to make fun of the fact I used to wear Old Navy, but I was still one of the most popular kids in school. It used to be like, "Is that all you wear is Old Navy?" And I used to be like, "Yeah, yeah. What's wrong with it? Like, what can you say about my Old Navy that's negative, other than the fact that it don't cost a whole lot of money?" And when I realized that people who were chasing other people's public opinion were the most unhappiest people, I started to say, "Fuck it," and let that shit go. And those people, the next time they came at me to talk about what it was that I enjoyed, what it was I did, what it was that I wore, I was like, "Yeah." And when people you say that's all you wear is Old Navy, man, that's all you wear is Old Navy, I told them, "Yeah, I wear Old Navy. And what the problem is, if you don't like what it is that I'm wearing, then buy me what you want to see me in." When I started saying, "Yeah, I watch Power Rangers. I got Power Ranger action figures at the crib right now," people saw my level of confidence. That's how I know a lot of people don't even really believe in themselves. People saw my level of confidence and my ability to not be manipulated and, made to feel bad. And they were like, and then they started to say, "Oh yeah, that's a dope piece. Where do you get that from?" Come on, man. You know exactly where the hell I got this piece from. Old Navy. It said on the chest right here, Old Navy. It said on the patch, Old Navy. I don't give a fuck about no Sean John. I don't give a fuck about no Inichi, no Paco, no Darion, no Jabot, none of that. At the time, I didn't care about none of that. Oh yeah. Damn, I remember playing with Power Rangers. That's fire. I used to love that. Okay, well, when you remember playing about Power Rangers and you reminiscing on how good of a time you had, I still had that good time. So, sometimes you gotta say, fuck the rest and just do what you do. And just because I don't like something you don't like does not mean that like your thoughts and opinions are trash. Uh Bro, are all of them awake pinks? Number one, Pierre Diamond. Yes, the all of the awake Air Jordan 5s are numbered at number one. And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that because that's part of the lies, the deception, the marketing tactics that I don't appreciate. I really do not appreciate that. But I'm glad you asked that. Yes, because we talked about that. I talked about that the last live. Pierre Diamond most likely, or the ones we've been seeing are Fufu. And Kari and myself, we actually talked about that a little bit earlier as well. Yeah, I've seen a pair all number one. Like, wait, that's not how bid number works. Facts, bro. That's facts. I love threes. They're my favorite shoe ever. No one else I know wears threes. I wear threes. Well, when I wear shoes, I wear when I wear my shoes, I wear threes. Threes are the best. Hey, look, hey, there you go, Pierre. Hey, Pierre said right there with you, threes is the best. Yay area. um, I agree, it's garbage, but it's Kanye, so it sells. Yeah, and the only reason it sells is because Kanye has that confidence, bro. If you've seen my collection, I got Transformers and Power Ranger figures. I'm a huge Transformers fan. I don't give a fuck if I ain't gonna curse because that shows no knowledge in English. Well, I mean, a lot of times they say cursing and disorganization shows a high level of intelligence. I don't know how true that is, but it is what it is. I'm not here to debate linguistics. We here to talk about sneakers. Shout out from Bricks to Kicks with the $5 dono. My fam, I appreciate you, man. I love you. I appreciate the love and the support. Let me request a song for you to reach to. Yicky on Me by Mozzie from Yellow Tape Activities mixtape. Okay, let me go ahead and screenshot that. Well, not screenshot it, but take a photo of it. I'm gonna give a listen to it. And I think I've heard Mozzie before. I don't know like his work specifically, but I think I heard Mozzie, and I absolutely will listen to the song. No, no, trust and believe. Liking a certain kid show doesn't make you less of a man. That's just your level of confidence. I'm wearing my black I'm on my year threes right now. Oh, yeah, black I'm on my year threes. So, and I almost tipped that over, man. I really got to get this whole room situated, man. It's coming. It won't be it won't be soon because I gotta have shoulder surgery again. But I'm on my year threes. I even questioned why did people pick the black cement threes over the I'm on my year threes. And y'all know we've had this conversation, especially in this modern era where people prioritize, I use that loosely, quality over nostalgia. Why would you have picked the black cement threes over the Alma threes? The Alma threes is the living embodiment of quality. It just don't add up. I don't think people understand nowadays why they enjoy sneakers or why they pick the things they do, because I think a lot of people in the sneaker space are mindless idiots. They are mindless idiots. A lot of people in this sneaker space are the people that were on the outside looking in. They finally got in the club, were overwhelmed at what they saw, didn't know what the fuck was going on, and just kind of said, I'm just finna blindly vibe with it. Hey, okay. So, and that's where we are today. You missed the dono, big bro. Absolutely not. Trust and believe I did not miss that dono. I rambled for so long that I missed a lot of people's like comments and things like that, and I kind of wanted to get back to it. But look, I'm gonna tell you, trust and believe. There is no level of misappreciation for the donos. As a matter of fact, just so you know, I'm super serious and I'm super appreciative of the donos and the support, no matter how it comes. Hey, you finna get one of these right here. Pause. And then you finna get one of these old school. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Hey man, shout out to from Bricks to Kicks for the $5 dono, man. Everything goes back into the channel. So I appreciate y'all love and support. Like, to be honest, I'm not pocketing anything. You can say I'm pocketing it because I gotta pocket it in order to put it back to the channel, but it goes directly back into the channel to consistently upgrade the things that I do, and to prepare and get ready to bring like stuff to you all. Because again, like I said, I've been working on merch designs, merch ideas, discounts. That's why I haven't that's why I haven't opened up the option for memberships, because I want to make sure I have everything in line and in order to bring you all a valid membership, a valid reason to do memberships. I don't want to just open up memberships and then just put them on there uh to promise y'all hopes, dreams, shits, and giggles. I want a valid reason for you all to do memberships and get like discounts and offer you all merch, unlike other YouTubers, sneaker YouTubers, and content creators. Because I'm not about the shits. At the end of the day, I'm a regular person, just like you all. You all make me beyond regular, and I want to give back to you all in the biggest, best way possible. So, like, trust and believe, trust and believe. Uh, let's see. I'm wearing. Okay, I did that one. I'm in my house relaxing. I got Crocs on. LOL. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I don't like Crocs. I don't understand Crocs. Crocs is not like my first choice of footwear. Every time I look at a damn pair of Crocs, I'm like, Crocs ain't for dudes. But just because my mindset is Crocs ain't for dudes does not mean my mindset about that is right. I don't care how many, like, I've even gotten to the point where I don't believe my mindset is right when I say Crocs are for dudes. Like, I've got to the point where I'm like, Crocs are for any fucking body who wears them. If they make them in your size, now we ain't talking about no clothes, but if they make them in your size, then you can wear them. Because when it comes to clothes, if you ain't even gonna say if you if the clothes don't look right on you, they ain't made for you. I'm just gonna say that. If the clothes ain't made for you, then they not made for you. It don't matter even if they make them in your size. They just ain't made for you. Shoes is a whole nother story. Shoes is a different level. But so like right now, to kind of touch back bases. Let me put this up. Right now, if you look on StockX, the Awake Air Jordan 5 in the pink pair. Now remember, the pink pair. It was rumored that the black pair was more limited than the pink pair, and then the pink pair is supposed to be more limited than the black pair. We don't know how that goes, but as it currently stands, the black pair is cheaper than the pink pair. But in my size, a size 10, the pink pair is going for $800. In a size 8, they're 900. In a size 7, they 1400. Jeez Louise. Jesus Christ. What? $1,000 for the pink pair?
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Hell no. So if you paid the young lady $100 to $150 for the link and you actually got the pair, then that $150 would be justified. And shout out to my boy from Bricks to Kicks. Tell him about the Lizzo edit vid I sent you. The Lizzo edit vid, bro. Hold on. Hold on, let me see. Who went out my front door? First of all,
You just came to talk to me about it.
oh, okay. That's my daughter going to a sleepover. The ring doorbell camera is a gift and a curse. Oh, and then my boy called. Okay. I gotta make sure I stay on point with everything. The Lizzo, bro. What do you want me to say about that Lizzo edit? I don't, yeah, Bricks. I don't know what you want me to say about this Lizzo edit in correlation to what we're talking about. Yeah, you know what? I watched a little bit of it and I was just like, what is this shit going on right here? I was literally
Ain't no
like,
fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. This shit is crazy as fuck, nigga.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what you wanted me to see when you sent that. It was definitely funny, but like it was so much ridiculousness going on. Like, so you tell us from your vantage point the thought process behind, like your thought process behind the Lizzo thing, because yeah, like I did laugh when I saw it. I did laugh. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And then after a little bit into it, I was like, hell no. I was like, hell no. That's that Looney Tunes shit that like that like you'd have to be high or in a whole nother thought process to like sit there and just like stare at it at the screen. Like I feel like in order to watch that, you had to have been like high or some shit watching something else like that, and then it was like a gateway, a gateway into all that other kind of shit on your suggested algorithms. Because hell nah, like nobody would arbitrarily just see that. Nobody would arbitrarily just see that and be like, man, let me click on it. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. And when I say this, hey, you know I'm gonna keep it real. When I say this,
Look, I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't want no problems. I don't want to beef with nobody. I don't want drama. I don't want smoke with nobody.
that Lizzo shit comes off as some stuff that like I've seen my kids watch. Like I've seen my kids watch. Hold on, give me just a second. Hold on. Oh, but yeah. So, if you purchase that link for 150 and you actually able to hit, you would be justified in doing it. Now, the thing, because we got a whole laundry list of things to cover. Let me go ahead and show y'all just to refresh y'all memories, and you know, oh, his yeah. This heifer is trash. Um, let me go ahead and refresh you all's memory in case you all have forgotten. This scum and thought pocket right here. This scum and thought pocket right here was able to thirst trap y'all fools into giving her $150 and scammed y'all out of sounded like she hey not hit woo. So like who was chewing me out for a minute? Ain't nobody chewing me out for a minute. That would no. But this is the young lady. This is the scam artist, and she looked. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. She looked like a scammer. This was the one that was scamming you all out of your money. Let me see. My phone off. No, it wasn't. I just was not in the vicinity to answer the phone. So if you want to call in, you can call in. Feel free to call in, and I am here within the vicinity in order to answer. But like I said, not gonna lie, she looks like a female Kevin Gates back in 2015. Damn, that's a little bit harsh. That's a little bit harsh, man. But regardless of whether she's like Kevin Gates or not, she scammed people out of at least $6,000. And I also want to say, shout out to everybody that newly subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel. They call me HG, Homegrown Kicks. We talk about everything under the sun that is encompassed within our collective bubble or community. We do not let bullshit like this fly or any other bullshit like this fly over in this community. We do hold each other accountable, and you know, we don't let people passively get by. All right, so let me go ahead. Bricks, man, what's going on, man?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Welcome to the live, man. Hey, I know you like to get crazy. Hey, let's not get too crazy. Let's keep it clean a little bit.
You good?
But so yeah, this is the lady that scammed a lot of people. She wouldn't have caught me because I see her. She's a lady. That's all I see. But in the last live, I mentioned sneaker fetish and his level of involvement. Well, Kari sent me a email. I said I didn't know whether or not he was involved in it or not, and how deep his involvement went. So I wasn't going to, nail him to the cross. I wasn't going to pass a whole lot of judgment, but I did say, I did understand where if people wanted to blame him, well, I alluded to the fact that if people wanted to blame him, then I could understand why they were going to blame him. So Kari sent me a post from a social media contributor by the name of Sock Jig. And Sock Jig apparently was sneaker fetish. It was Yanni, which is the young lady that was doing all the scamming, and then Sock Jig was next. So they were all in a massive conversation think tank, and I guess Sock Jig was one of the more important or more what's the word I'm looking for? More, I guess, listen to voices in the chat. And apparently during the conversation, during the think tank space on X, there were a lot of people that jumped at Sock Jig and were saying, all right, so you just being a hater, you trying to insinuate some things, blah, 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 blah. Because again, when you have a big following, you tend to have, you know, clueless individuals that hang on to your every word. That's why in my opinion, being a social media influencer comes with a lot of responsibility, which is why I hold myself to a higher standard, because I don't want to put out any misinformation that people are going to repeat. I don't want to put out a fucked up thought process that people are going to emulate. I carry the responsibility or the mantle that I put myself in with high regards.
Exactly. That's exactly how it should be, because it's like when you got that much of a public presence and that much of a like essence in your audience and everything, especially on like her and side jigs, what's his name, Kari and everything.
Love you, Vita, man. See you next time.
They put themselves in the middle of this whole thing when they didn't even have to entertain this. Right. Which is making me think in my head, like, got me itching on my noodle a little bit, that I'm pretty sure the only reason they even run in defense is because they're guilty. They're trying to cover for her. Because you see the whole thing, what he was talking about and everything, like, she's like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all locked out. Sorry, wonk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of whole thing. They sitting there letting her get away with it because she's the one that made off with the bag. They're sitting there holding the bag. Now they got to sit here and run defense for her actions. What they need to do, they just need to hear what they like. Hey, look, you ain't out for your money, y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
So, Sneaker Fetish, the reason he responded, and we'll talk about this in this other piece, is now I don't know how many people actually heard from the last live, but she did say, I sent you the link. So she did let Sneaker Fetish know and sent Sneaker Fetish the link. Sneaker Fetish did say that he trusted her. So he put his reputation on the line. And then Sock Jig, the only reason Sock Jig responded is because Sock Jig and Sneaker Fetish have apparently had a bit of turmoil behind the scenes and have had some, some back and forth over the course of their like interactions. Now, apparently Sock Jig ain't the only one, because our own Kari has had his views and opinions about Sneaker Fetish as well. That's why we kind of got a little off track, but that's why I was hoping that Kari would be back at the crib in time for this, because he'd be able to kind of give his thoughts and opinions, hopefully take some of the bias out of it, or I would have requested that he take some of the bias out of it and just like look at it from an objective standpoint. But Stock Jig put a post up on his X account that said, an explainer on my part of the Awake Link scammer Twitter space. So he didn't have anything, apparently he didn't have anything to do with the scammer, but he had something to do with the conversation that went on between the scammer and Sneaker Fetish. And shout out to Kari for sending this to me, because I would have never found this. Honestly, I would have never found this, and I would have never known about this. I would have still been speculating about Sneaker Fetish's role in all of this and why he even decided to have the conversation, because like you said, him having the conversation was a little bit weird.
Why was he even involved? That was my question, because like I said, like me personally, I'm saying this from someone who came from the essence of a criminal mentality, but now I'm reformed and now I think things a little different. It's like, if you ain't got a part to play in it, why would you even speak on it?
Right. And like and to go to when I was talking about TikTok. When I spoke about this on TikTok, like somebody commented, yo, you need to chill. Some crazy shit. So I'm basically like, So you want me to stop talking about this, and you want me to calm down on. I wasn't even turned up about it. I was just using like basic words. Maybe the verbiage seemed like I was upset, but of course, you know, you got to pull people in and you got to grab the attention. Otherwise, it's boring ass content. But the person basically felt like they were telling me, like, why you hating on the scammers? Don't talk about scamming. It basically put me in the mindset of they were scammers themselves, because like they had an LLC for their like their profile name was their profile name in the LLC. So it made me feel like, oh, so you scamming. This kind of struck a nerve with you, basically shining a light on people like you, and you don't want me to say anything so that you and other people like you can continue to scam. Like it's kind of crazy, like a motherfucker's mindset.
It's like putting their spot on blast. It's like they're getting in their feelings, because it's like, first off, if it was you, or say it was like your mama or your family, your sister, your brother, your kids, or whoever, if they was victims of that kind of scam, you were feeling the exact same type of way. You're going to want to run it back. You're going to want to get revenge on that. For real.
Absolutely.
But then if it comes down to the person with the scam, they don't care. Because at the end of the day, like she said, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Because she already made off with the bag.
Right.
And now the only way that anybody going to ever see that money recuperated is just, like I said, file a dispute with the FTC, you file a dispute with your bank. Or if they did it through PayPal, you file a dispute with PayPal. That's the only way you're going to be able to see that money back.
Right.
That's the only way.
So in his response, there's some confusion and gaslighting about what I said in this Twitter space last night. Sneaker Fetish has always said, if anyone has any issues, they are welcome to join these spaces and take a mic on a stage. I have a simple question for Kari. Does he regret his part of endorsing someone who ended up being a scammer? And would he apologize? To this point, everyone had danced around the topic of endorsement, so I asked directly. For this, I've been accused of stirring the pot and causing trouble. I know he didn't knowingly endorse a scammer, and I know he's not fully responsible for someone else handing over their own money to someone. But he said,
he got a part to play.
Right. But he said she's good people. And others seemingly saw this endorsement and proceeded to send her money.
And that post that he made saying, "Now I'm important now. Thanks for the alley-oop." Like, bro, are you serious?
Right.
Are you goofy? Like you must have got amnesia or something, because you ain't remembering what you just posted a couple of days before all this shit hit the fan.
Right. And it said, and when I asked, others started to chime in and answer for him. There was some regrettable name calling in this part, but again, I wasn't asking them and told them to mind their own damn business. I was asking Kari a direct question and that they should let him answer himself. I honestly thought the question was a layup. And that, I mean, and it was. That was a perfect opportunity. I don't know why you would want to try to please. Like, okay, I'm not an everybody people pleaser, and that might be my problem. I've grown out of being an everybody people pleaser because I learned you cannot please everybody. No matter what you do, you will kill yourself trying to please everybody than just pleasing yourself and letting people latch on to you. That's how you find your true people. But like, instead of trying to please everybody and possibly lose her as a person of contact, like if she's a real person, no matter what you say, as long as it's real shit and it's honesty, she'll still fuck with you. Like if she on some bullshit and she stopped fucking with you because you're honest, then that means she wasn't somebody you wanted in your circle anyway, regardless of what kind of connect she got. So he should have, when dude said, when he handed him an alley-oop to for people to get off his back and to prevent future speculation and dragging and shit on, he should have took that alley-oop and said what he really felt. But it said, when I asked others, right. And he said, He said, I honestly thought the question was a layup. Kari's answer at first was to pivot to other times we've had issues. So instead of answering a question that would have you know, explained his minimal role in it, got him out of it, and would have left all the blame on the young lady, he decides to turn himself into a victim. And like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all, real deal. Like I don't have any kind of beef with Kari or sneaker fetish. I don't have any problems with sneaker fetish. I'm just being honest. Right. I don't know him personally. Like I said, we've had some conversations through comments that I've left on his posts and things like that. He seemed to, on a small level, like my level of honesty and my thought process to some degree. So I don't have any issues with him on that level. Like he says himself, he prides himself on being transparent and honest. So that's what I'm doing. So like
I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't want no problems. I don't want to beef with nobody. I don't want drama. I don't want smoke with nobody.
But when it boils down to it, you turning yourself into you not directly answering the question. I don't know if the question might have caught him off guard or if he wasn't expecting that level of responsibility or whatever, or if he made the level of responsibility bigger than it actually was. I don't know. But instead of answering the question in accordance to stock jig, you victimize yourself. That only makes you look like you had a bigger role to play than you actually did.
Exactly what I was touching on earlier. It's like if you didn't just come out and say, nah, he screwed me by in turn screwing everybody else and me going up to vouch for her and put my name and a co-sign on this whole thing.
Right.
You made me look bad.
Right.
Nah, fuck you. You can go ahead and catch all the heat you want for it.
Because
if he really ain't got nothing to hide, he should have just said, no, I was told something that wasn't true. Right. It's her fault.
Because what is one person to your reputation?
And who is she?
Right.
She ain't got no power. She ain't got no bull.
So he said Kari's answer at first was to pivot to other times we've had issues, but I kept circling back and asked again directly if he regrets his endorsement. At one point, there was complete silence, and that doesn't look good. That looks absolutely terrible. But eventually, he did say he does regret it, and even if he did say he does regret it, it sounds forced for the sake of him keeping his status, his larger status within the community. You like if anybody said, I don't believe he's for the community, you honestly could not blame them for saying that. Like if somebody were to take that conversation and say he's not for the community, so like how much validity can we put to the rest of the shit that he says when he puts out those good stories and saying that he's not for the companies, but that he's for representing the masses and not the company? How much of that could would you actually be able to believe? Like
it kind of it circles to that question of like when you already said all this and you expect me to believe it. Well, I got a bridge I can sell you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like that comes to that. You already burned your spot when it comes to credibility. So why would anybody take time and necessary effort to believe anything what you're talking about when you should have just came out and said?
Right. And he said, after that, I left, and people were apparently talking shit about me, but others did back me up, and that yes, they were hit up. They were hit up if the scammer was legit because they saw Kari's endorsement. So yeah, there were people questioning whether she was legit or not, but they went ahead with it, and because of Sneaker Fetish's endorsement. He said later on the scammer herself was given the stage, and she said she's close with Sneaker Fetish. And see, that's one of his biggest problems, and why his silence is a bigger problem.
That's irritating, bro.
And it said, and near the end, I was told that Kari did a longer apology, but I wasn't around for that. But that's great if he did. But see, at that point, because he didn't open up the floor with his relationship with the young lady, because he didn't open up the floor with his relationship, because he didn't open up the floor with an apology, because that apology had to be brought to people's attention and had to be forced out. Now there's no question in my mind whether or not the apology was forced out. It absolutely was forced out because he didn't open up with it. If Stock Jig didn't come with him and hit him with that left hook, he probably would have made the focus on the young lady and not made it really as harsh as it should have been. Because she should have got like Sneaker Fetish let her talk. He should have really pounded her into the dirt for this shit. But instead, he was like, he had a calm demeanor about it. He was like, well, okay. And I didn't listen to it. But from the clips that were played, he kind of it came off as if he was like, okay, well, so you knew that you didn't know that there was a guarantee that everybody was gonna get it. So you knew that there was a possibility that that the people that were behind it could be a little sketchy. So how exactly do you feel about this? Instead of saying, did you know that it was going to be sketchy? Did you know the amount of people that were really going to be able to gain access? When you found out that they weren't going to be, that a certain amount of people weren't going to be able to gain access, why did you continue to take the money? Once you found out that, it was a wrap, why didn't you give the money back? Why didn't you shut all of that down? Why did you continue to let the link be pushed out? He did baby her, which makes it even worse for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, no. And of course I know, because I know people are fucking stupid. I hate to say it, but it's just the God honest truth. A lot of people are fucking stupid. They're not gonna think that in depth into it, and it's just gonna be like Rafi's Kicks and that other dude, where they were literally lying about the availability of the Travis Scott golf shoes, and they were caught lying, and they were caught lying on their own lies, and people still fuck with them, even though they right. Even though they know that they're lying, and I know people who fuck with them, and for a long time I didn't really want to like come out and say their names because I was cool with people that fuck with them and kind of like give them thanks and shit like that. But I don't know these motherfuckers, and I don't have a relationship like that with them. And even if I did have a relationship with them, I can't sit here and bullshit and lie to you all. And I'm just gonna say it is what it is. Like, all of that shit is some pretty fucked up shit. And the fact that like people would make light of stuff like this, especially in this in this climate, this economy where money is scarce, and $5 can make or break you. Like, for you to make light of the situation and not really grill somebody and hold somebody accountable for some fucked up shit, it kind of puts you on the same level as them.
And you know what's going to be even crazier with this too? The way I think that he double fucked himself, he double dipped into the fuckery, was the fact that because he didn't straight say what it was out in the very beginning when you asked him the question, why'd you endorse her? He didn't get ahead of it. When she started to come out and say, oh, I knew him for a minute. Oh, she's already slipping on you. She's already sticking and moving on you.
Right.
You done.
Right.
She's getting one up on you, and then watch. when the FTC investigations come through, because you know people gonna want their money back.
When
the bank investigation come through for fraud, and when the FTC get involved, because it's probably gonna happen. When the FTC start getting involved, you know what she's gonna do. She's gonna instantly roll over and say, "Oh, well, he's the one that pushed the link. He's the one that did it. It went into his bank account."
Right.
That's where
like I didn't. She could easily say
it went into his account.
She could easily say, I don't have the following. Let me see what this young lady's following is. Okay, so she's got 3,000 followers. And let me see what sneaker fed is.
I think he got like 10K, something like that.
On X alone. And we know how hard it is to get followers on X. Like X is one of the most damn near impossible spots to get followers on. He's got 52.6K followers on X.
I underestimated. So yeah, she gonna push it off on him no matter what. Right. He's the one with the bigger audience.
So she like, I got a little following. It didn't blow up until he actually pushed people to say, "Oh yeah, she good." So she could easily say, if it weren't for him saying that I'm good, I wouldn't have seen as many people as I saw.
She would have never ran off at the bank. They would have never trusted her where she said.
Right.
At the same time, like I said too, he even made that post. He made it himself, admitted that he was giving back the money people got screwed out of his own pocket because it ran back into his account through her.
Whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. So him giving money back even makes him look even more culpable to the scam that was going on.
He's in on it. That's what I'm saying. He is going to be the first one that they admit.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, he's cooked. He's done. He's going to enjoy living in a cell after this, or at least he's going to be put on something because he's paying back that money. He's going to get garnishments. It's going to be worse than child support. I can promise you that.
Oh my God! See, I don't want to say he's in on it, but it doesn't. I mean, but you could draw the conclusion because at the end of the day, no matter how bad you feel about a situation, if you don't have a high level of involvement in it, you don't like give money back. You don't give up money. It's the chivalrous thing to do, but you just don't give money back. Like you let the legal system handle its process. Now, if you want to report about what you can report as the proceedings go along, then you do that. But you absolutely do not give money back if you don't have a high level of involvement in a situation.
I'm telling you, big bro, 2025 is the year of the goofies. I'm telling you.
Because I've seen so many situations where, like back in 2020, where when shit similar to like this went down and people were giving money back and they were saying, it's not my fault, but I'm pulling money out of my own pocket. If you only knew how many people would jump in the comments and in the threads and shit like that and say, well, you giving back money makes you look just as guilty. Like,
smart people.
Yeah, right. They're like, just because it's 5 years later does not change the thought process. If you got that thought process then, you should have the same thought process now. I don't care how nice people talk when they do their spiels or when they do their content. It does not matter. It absolutely does not matter. I'm saying this. And when you do stuff like what Sneaker Fetish allegedly did, giving money back to people who claim they lost their money, it makes you look like you were a part of it and you're just trying to save face because you got caught. Because clearly she doesn't give a shit. She don't give a shit. And
not until the feds come knocking on her door, she ain't gonna care.
Right.
Roll right over.
And I mean, like, if Sneaker Fetish wanted to have a conversation with me, I'm absolutely open to having a conversation. I'm going to say this, though. I'm going to ask questions that may not make you feel good. But those questions have to be asked in order to save yourself if you feel like you need to be saved in the eyes of your mass audience. Those questions need to be asked. Like when it came to me talking to another content creator that, you know, does fakes, and I asked him, I said, okay, well, when you did, you say, you know, you say there's nothing wrong with fakes and you don't have a problem with fakes, and I'm gonna use this example as many times as I need to when it, you know, when it presents itself. But I said, okay, so you say there's no problem with fakes, and everybody should be able to get their money the way they want to get their money. Well, you did a live where you were in a mall and somebody tried to sell you cologne from a stand, and you got pissed off at that person and was like, nah, I don't fuck with that shit. And their response was, well, it's different because it's something being put on my body. No, the element is slightly different, but the thought process or the thought behind it is not different. Regardless of whether the product is chemically going on your body or not, they're selling you a fake product. So you shouldn't get mad. You should just be like, oh, no, thank you. I respect your hustle, but that's not something I want to put on my body, and leave it at that. You shouldn't have gotten pissed off at the hustle. Because at the end of the day, the hustle is the hustle. Right. So yeah, like
I would say one thing that I would want, if you are able to ask him a question on something, you need to ask him for his bank transactions or whatever his payment processor transaction was, and let it speak for itself.
Yeah.
If he can't produce that, you know he's hiding it. You know for a fact he's been on it. Because if he can't see that no money from her or anything tied to her came into his account, you know for a fact he was touching that money.
Right. Well, I mean, if I ask for one account, because you know people have multiple accounts like Zelle, Cash App, Chime, PayPal, things like that, I would have to ask for a long laundry list of. I basically have to be the feds and ask for a long laundry list of all of his accounts where he's able to receive and give money. And
you wouldn't really have to do that, because all you have to do, like you reverse trace back, all you have to do is talk to one of the people when it comes to their bank transactions. They get the info for where the money routing got transferred to back to his account from their account. That's how you find out where the money came from.
Right. But still, that would involve being almost like the feds. I'd have to have people.
Like at the same time, when it comes to shit like this kind of scam, like personal shit, that's not cool. Like
right.
That's not cool.
Right. I absolutely feel you on that. I just don't believe that I'm the right type of person to be trying to demand that. I mean, because of course you'll get a lot of content creators that'll get, riled up like, I need to see this shit. I need to see that. And at the end of the day, I've looked at a lot of content creators and been like, who the fuck are you to ask for somebody some shit like that? Like somebody giving you their in-depth personal information like that. What does that prove? What does that prove to you personally? Because at the end of the day, when I saw content creators doing that, I'm like, you're not doing it to help the community. You're doing it for the growth of your channel, the views, people, looking at your shit. And like, I'm if I did that, because honestly, if I did that, like, there would be no gain for me out of doing that other than like subscribers and shit like that. If I jumped on social media and I was like, sneaker fetish, if you want us to think that you weren't in on it, I need every single bank account you have, and I need to see ingoing and outgoing transactions. Like what? Like I wouldn't be helping the legal system. I wouldn't really be helping people get their money back. I would just be benefiting from that, just by gaining subscribers.
Like I see it.
Yeah. So like, like that, if the masses saw that, that would have to come from like an actual legal source, or that would have to that would have to come from him naturally wanting to show the people to say, hey, look, all right, y'all think that, you know, she might have been seeding me money for every individual that, you know, put money in her pockets. Well, here's proof to show you. Here's all of my you know, open, you know, bank accounts. Like here's my my Bank of America or my Wells Fargo or my credit union. Here's my Zelle. Here's my Cash App. Here's my PayPal. Here's my Chime for y'all to see. And this is like what her, like he would be having, he would actually also have to be telling on her as well. She would have to be willing to give up like her accounts as well. And I'm just like, yo, for somebody like me, hey, that ain't my place. Hey, look, if y'all want to know that, y'all got to press the fuck out of them for that shit.
Thanks.
Or, you know, tell like you said, get the police and the feds involved and make them fucking press them about that shit, because
see anything.
You're right. Because like that's some real in-depth shit, and hell, I'm not, what was that my mama used to watch, Inside Edition? I'm not Clark Howard and shit like that. Hey, look, I ain't none of that.
Investigative journalism.
Right. I mean, to a certain degree, this is like this is actually investigative journalism, but what I stand to gain would be, you know, questionable compared to like me actually trying to help a large number of people. Because I could say at the end of the day, man, I'm trying to help every fucking body. But you know, they could also say, well, shit, you a fucking YouTuber and Instagram and TikTok social media influencer. You don't really care about what the fuck what the fuck is good for us. You just care about like gaining subscribers and followers so that you can just get paid off the large mass of people that, you know, watch your content. And I wouldn't be able to argue against that. Like I wouldn't be able to argue against that thought process. So sneaker fetish, you know.
I do see that argument, and that is pretty valid, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So sneaker fetish, the thought is out there. These are only conclusions that were able to be drawn from the conversation that you and Satjid had from his account. Like, if you want to give your thoughts and opinions and you know, put some, you know, clarity or, you know, whatever to the gaps and sentences and paragraphs, hey, you can hit me up. Homegrown Kicks. I believe you follow me on Instagram. I believe you follow me on X. So I mean, hey, what if you follow me? Hey, we can talk. We can talk. We can talk behind the scenes. We can and then let it translate to in the camera, or we can talk in the camera or whatever. You might not even feel like my following is big enough to entertain this shit. That's cool too. I don't mind. This is your reputation. This is how people view you at the end of the day. I can't really control that narrative. The only person that can control that narrative is you. And I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions. However that sways the masses is how it is. But it's my views as seen and, you know, by me and other individuals. So it is. I'm just putting it out there.
From an outsider looking in,
right?
The fact that you don't want to talk about it in depth further, the silence equals culpability. It shows you have more to talk about than you're willing to freely give.
Right.
You ain't got to hide it. Just say what it is. You know, like stand on your business, stand on 10 toes. Say what it is.
So, what is it? I'm gonna push outside of that because I'm trying to get everybody to be able to watch preseason, because it's an hour into my preseason game. And I know the preseason football lasts for 3 hours. I don't want to miss that shit either. So I'm gonna try to push through to like the main point of the thumbnail and shit like that, because I know that is going to be a huge topic. And that's going to lead down a twist and turn and labyrinth of thought processes. So I'm going to push to the next thing, and I guess I'm going to call it like shooting the shit, man. We just going to shoot the shit for a second to kind of like cool things down and see what's going on, talk about things that I've missed with the first live, and get a few thoughts and opinions. So first and foremost, let me make sure that this is visible. I'm gonna minimize myself a little bit more. So this comes from, who is this? I think this is Superline. Okay, Superline on Instagram. As you can see, they cover a wide variety of topics. So this is one we're gonna talk about Drake too, but I don't want to get too deep into Drake because like he kind of gets on my fucking nerves right now. This is like he's having the worst spiral I've ever seen out of anybody. Like he's having the worst spiral that I've seen from people on drugs. It would have been better if it came out that Drake was on drugs and he was kind of losing his shit because of the drugs than just basically him just having an emotional break. But we ain't gonna talk about that right just yet. Future, one of the like most notable pioneers, or not, I ain't gonna say pioneers, but one of the most notable within the 2010-ish era, influential people in hip hop coming out of the South, Atlanta to be specific. Future decided to reveal his brand new look, and I think Future is having a mental breakdown as well. But here's his brand new look, man. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. The comments were fucking hilarious on this one, but yeah, here it goes, man.
Can't go.
Like, Future look old as fuck with this haircut. He looked like somebody. He looked like somebody. Yeah, right. He looked like somebody dirty ass old auntie. Somebody dirty ass freaky old ass auntie. And what made me really want to like talk about that, and then the money in front of the face. That's what fucking like 2000. And he ain't really putting up a whole lot of real money. And then he looking down on the phone like somebody like behind the times old ass grandma. And it ain't even nothing on the damn screen. It's like the phone is trying to load. Like, oh my.
You know who he low-key look like? He look like the old woman that be hanging out with Deadpool in the first movie.
Yo, like somebody, let me see, what was the comment for this? Somebody called him Morgan Freebands. And I laughed so hard I damn near peed on myself. And a lot of people were giving Morgan Freeman in the comments and all that. Like, you can't see it right now. I don't know why you can't see the comments, but a lot of people saying he looked like Auntie, Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freebands, all of that. But I just thought, I'm like, what the hell is going on with Future, man?
Morgan Freebands, that's the new
one. Then the next thing, it said Kanye, like I was talking about earlier, Kanye just do shit and people just fucking love it. No matter what he says, no matter what he does, Kanye just got that confidence and that aura that just say, you gonna fuck with my shit. Now Kanye looked like he's so damn swollen. He looked like he hopped up on every fucking medication. He drank tons of alcohol and like he just sits around just thinking about how he gonna fuck up somebody's day, or thinks about prolific shit he wants to say, or how he's gonna fuck with somebody's mind. But Kanye has dropped his very own debit card. I'm not giving Kanye a dime of my fucking paycheck, but I mean, yo, it is what it is. And he calls it the Yeezy card.
Token just dropped. The official Yeezy token just dropped.
The Yeezy token just dropped. And this is what it looks like. A plain card, a plain silver card with a chip on it. that says Yeezy 8/18/2028 is, I guess, a fictitious expiration date, and that's a fictitious account number. But why the fuck would I want this?
Who needs this?
Right. Like what
is he thinking?
It's different to trust somebody to buy their clothing product than to like hand somebody my routing information and my checking it, like Kanye. The only thing I can say is I believe in you, my G. Do what you do. Yeezy money is here. A new economy built on chain. Now, and you know what? Oddly enough, I believe Kanye is actually one of those motherfuckers that are for the people. He's for the people, but he's not for the people that don't want to listen. Like he's like, fuck everybody else that doesn't want to listen, that doesn't see the vision. And for the people that are, with me, I'll take care of you as best as I can. And sometimes in good intention like that, shit can still go left.
I just see this being here. Another meme coin, just like fucking pumping some crypto scams. This is what this looking like.
A new economy built on chain. Like, bro.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't want to know. But more power to you, brother. I hope you get what you want out of it. Now the touch on Drake. I mean, love it or hate him at this point, Drake is going to forever be popular and forever be in the conversation. It said Drake drops new exclusive merch on Amazon. Bro, this right here, when I saw this was the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen. An official Drake body pillow. He's got a silk a bonnet on and hiding under a silk blanket and peeking. If that ain't the creepiest shit.
Hey, you know the crazy part is it comes with a little button on the bottom that plays that line. You say that you're a lesbian, girl, me too.
That's just weird. That's just creepy. And then he got for all the dogs poop bags. Okay. I mean, that's not egregious. Like,
that's not horrible, but that's just corny as hell.
Right. I get it. His album was for all the dogs, and you got poop bags to pick up the shit after your dogs. Okay. All right. And he's got a pooper scooper for all the dogs. Okay. Yeah. But this shit too. An official Drake mask. This nigga got like lip gloss on, like women's feminine lip gloss. And he got that Zoolander blue steel look on his face. Like dude.
Boy, you are not 25 no more. You are a grown 40-year-old man making music for teenagers.
Yeah, like this like the body pillow was weird. This just made me feel uncomfortable. This is where I reached the level of being uncomfortable. But it is what it is. The official Air Drake Cloud Sleep Eye Mask. Okay, yeah, we know you got a jet, but okay.
Who the fuck needs that?
Right. And then this is from official Anita visit. I don't know who is Anita. I don't know what the fuck Anita is. Anita.
It's from that live stream that he did where he said, "This is my alter ego," and he's wearing that hat.
Oh, okay.
It's some stupid anime bullshit thing that he was on about for a minute. He was fucking, I don't know, it seemed hella weird, bro. That seemed hella weird and hella desperate.
So his alter ego was a woman named Anita.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, moving on. Okay, for all the dogs, official plush. Okay. And that's the extent of it. But I'm just like, all right, sure. All right. So moving forward from there, let me X that out so I don't bring that back up. What was the next one? Was it this one? This, yes. So I saw this on Reddit. This was a Reddit post. This is not this was not an Instagram post. So somebody hit on the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1 low bike airs. And this post is the definition of these are the type of motherfuckers I lose to. So when this individual got their shoes in, they, of course, jumped on the bandwagon quality control complaint train and said, I got both shoes in today after finally getting a dub on the sneakers app. And this is the quality. Jesus freaking Christ, Nike. Because he saw the scuffs on the shoes. My God.
Wow.
They're supposed to be there. And he literally took pictures of every scuff that was on the shoe as if he was actually saying something.
This is going to be the reason why people have to fucking verify themselves to use social media nowadays. This is going to be the reason why.
So after he made the post, hundreds of people got into his comment section and was like, are you fucking stupid? That's how the shoes are supposed to be. Tell me you're not a sneakerhead without telling me you're not a sneakerhead. Tell me you don't know what you're fucking talking about without telling me you don't know what you're fucking talking about. So when he got hundreds of comments, when he came back to his post, he got hundreds of comments, and you can't classify it as hate when people are literally pointing out the idiocy in which you are participating in. He deleted the post. He felt embarrassed and deleted the post. Well, the internet is forever and nothing is ever gone. Sorry, my boy, you was too late because it's everywhere. It even made it here. You were too dumb. Stop collecting shoes. This is why I say I like to know what it is that I'm getting myself into before I just get into it blindly.
Thanks.
And shout out to the lady who played his mom. She looks just like my grandmother. Rest in peace to my grandma. Like every time I see that lady, I get the feels. Because she reminds me of grandma.
Them shoes kind of fire though. Even with the scuffs and all that weird stuff, they still kind of fire.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are. Next thing I wanted to talk about is it here? Is it here? Is it here? No, it isn't. Oh yeah. These are what I wanted to talk about on the last live when I mentioned how trash the LeBrons were, but for whatever reason, I went on a tangent and did not pull up the picture. I couldn't remember where I saw it. But these are the LeBrons that I said that were supposed to be dropping that were absolute ass. And there's even more that I'm going to show later. The LeBron James gives a closer look at the new Nike LeBron 23s. When I was talking about LeBron just trying to chase Jordan and they all come up as a sad, pathetic attempt, and like they always all fall short. And there's at this point, I don't even think LeBron is aware of how bad his shoes are. Him and Nike are just throwing them out there off of the strength of he still plays basketball and hoping shit sticks to the wall. But these are the 23s.
Break the outlet. Break that.
Absolutely fucking awful. And then he did a loop of them. Oh my gosh.
Did like a Marvel villain create these type of shoes? Did someone over at DC create these?
Then he put a fireman at the top of a fireman gif as if they were fired.
Ugh. Oh. I wouldn't even wear those in grade school.
In the comment section, it said, I got a question. Who cops Bron's shoes? Because I ain't seen them on nobody's feet but his.
Facts.
Somebody said they look like indoor soccer cleats. You can throw glitter and gold on shit, but it'll still be shit.
You know what those remind me of? And I ain't trying to disrespect Kobe or nothing like that. Those remind me of the Kobe 9 low EMS Bruce Lee's.
Yeah.
They remind me of those.
Yeah.
But they don't have the same kind of energy. They ain't got the same energy.
And it looks like a low version of some shoes that he already did when you look at the outsole from like the early 2000s. Somebody said straight to the Nike outlets. He said his shoes are so questionable after 2010. I'm like, oh,
they really pulling shit out of their rectum.
Like, and LeBron is trying to convince people that these are fire. Absolutely not.
Not even. Not even a piece of smoke.
What's the next thing? Oh, this one was what I wanted to ask Kari about, and Kari ain't here. I think he done really got caught up.
He still ain't had the bag yet, huh?
Yeah, no, I think he really got caught up. So I think I'm gonna save these till next. Well, it might not even be a damn next time. But I was gonna ask about the Pharrell jellyfish. But yeah, at this point, yeah, I ain't finna push that. Who I want to ask, who actually hit on the shattered backboards, or who attempted to go for the shattered backboards? I did. I missed my confirmation time for Foot Locker, but I was able to hit for DTLR. Now, am I bummed?
I'm just gonna wait till they go on sale. I'll wait till they go resale.
Yeah, I think these. I really think these are gonna go on sale. I really think these are gonna go on sale, but I don't want to wait for them to go on sale. I don't give a shit. I'm willing to spend my money. I don't care. I actually like them.
See, I did the same thing with the UNCs, the blue ones, the reimagined.
Yeah,
I wait for those on resale on a resale and everything. Bro, they're only 120 in my size right now. Size 13, 120.
Like, I just want some shattered backboards. Now, maybe like I'll get a second pair when they go on sale, but I want some fucking shattered backboards. And 180 is not like egregious to me. It's not fucking crazy like 210, 225, 250.
230, especially for the undefeated and everything, and they still dropping. Undefeated still dropping.
In this market, $180 is not like crazy to me.
Exactly.
And I'm glad they didn't jack up the price just because it off the popularity of the shattered backboards. The next thing I wanted to ask is the cave stones. What's people's thought about the actual cave stones? Because the more and more I look at them, my thought was, okay, I have the other brown joints.
The cave dweller fours?
Nah. What are they called? The
cave dweller fours.
What are those joints called? Where it had the
you're talking about the toe.
I have the topaz. So I looked at it as, if I have the topaz, do I really need the cave stones? The answer to that is no, the fuck you don't. But I've seen photos and stuff of the cave stones, and like, them shits look good.
Need the Nike Air though? You got to think about it. You really need that? You could just put Jumpman and people would have still went crazy for it.
I don't care Nike Air or Jumpman on the back. Like I said, I come from I come from a thought process where Nike Air and Jumpman, I didn't grow up seeing the importance of it or the separation between the two. Just like I don't care about Jordan. Jordan was not my determining factor in liking the actual shoes. What made me like the shoes and get into what I do now is the fact that I actually liked the fucking shoes.
That's true.
Which is what, in my opinion, it should be. Michael Jordan should not be a high determining factor in whether or not you buy his shoes, because I could be one of the most famous people in the world and shit in a bag. It's an extreme analogy. Shit in a bag and sell the shit for $500. Does it mean the shit does not stink any less than shit? Right. Does it mean that it's any less disgusting than anybody else's shit?
Nope.
Absolutely not. At the end of the day, it is shit. So, like, if you see a Jordan and you think it is a fucking shit shoe, you should not buy it off of the strength that it is Michael Jordan. Just like we look at LeBron, like this is a perfect example. We look at a lot of LeBrons. LeBron is a really good basketball player. If we're comparing him to Jordan, in my opinion, he ain't shit. And this is from an outside looking in opinion. But if we're like looking at it, he's a really good basketball player. He's got a lot of accolades and accomplishments.
Like compared to me or you, like, yeah, he's a good player compared to us. But like compared to someone that had that legacy and had that whole period of time where the accolade actually matched up his playing style and everything, and he produced results, he ain't shit.
Do we buy LeBron's off of the strength of LeBron James?
No.
Exactly. So we shouldn't be buying Jordans off the strength of Michael Jordan. We should be buying Jordans off of the strength of whether we like them or not, or do we think they look good or not.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with that.
So when I look at the Cave Stones, I like the Cave Stones. I'm almost in the realm of
I don't need it. I need it.
I'm almost there where I'm just like, I don't need it because I have a shoe that looks exactly like it. But it looks good to me to the point where I'm like, damn, how will I feel? I like it, and how will I feel if I can't get it for retail? Like, if my only other option is to pay resale and the resale gets to be a stupid amount, how will I feel about that? Like, how will I feel within myself? Now, at the end of the day, of course, I can tell you, I'd be like, I made the choice, and fuck it, I'll just deal with the decisions I made. And after a while, after like a few moments, I won't think beyond that. But when I'm in that moment, I might kick myself in the ass. So I don't know. I mean, you know, I'll see how I feel the closer time to the drop of the Cave Stones. But I don't know, man. Like these
perfect example of that. A perfect example of that was the 85 Bread Highs when I first got them. I was kicking myself in the ass paying $570 for them damn shoes.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? It's worth it. Because that's the closest I'm going to ever get to owning an 85. That's the bare minimum I will ever get to get me on.
Right. I mean, like, look at this shit. Like,
I mean, don't like that shade of brown though. I don't.
You know, I think a lot of people don't like this shade. I think a lot of people don't like the brown because of Travis Scott.
Imagine if it was like 2 shades bright, at least 2 shades bright.
It would be a topaz.
With a little bit more white accents, like a white jump man and the white flight. I'll be like, okay, yeah, fuck that.
Maybe. But like, if it were light, it would basically be a topaz to be 100%.
The red accents,
yeah. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, if I don't have my topaz here, as I don't believe. As a matter of fact, I know I don't have my topaz here. No, I'm not gonna say that for certain. I think I have them at the other spot, but because if I don't know. I'm not even gonna look for it.
They also remind me of the I'm on Year 4s, the first ones that came out.
Oh, geez, no. No.
I'm saying in the same color blocking fashion. I'm not saying the exact colorway. I'm just saying the color blocking fashion.
Yeah, I can see that. I have them, and I think I have them. I think either I have them here or I purposefully left them at the other house because I'm just like, I ain't really like them. I don't like them. I bought them just so I could have a actual opinion and not be considered like the guy that was just hating on some shit. And I got them in hand. I'm like, they photographed very nice because I got a picture of them on my Instagram. I'm like, they photograph well, but at the end of the day, I don't like these fucking shoes. Not enough to have paid the resale I paid for them. I think I paid like $3 something for them.
That's not even that bad though. That's really not that bad.
It's bad.
In the long run, they're really that bad.
I mean, from everybody else's standpoint, that ain't bad. But like from the standpoint of somebody who didn't like them and then know they didn't like them, but decided to give them a chance and wound up not liking them, yeah, that's bad.
Look, I think a good example of that for me was when I bought my Alma Mater 5 Dons. I really, honestly, did not like those shoes when they first came out, when they first dropped the Dawn and the Dusk. I was more for the Dusk because I was like, that's kind of fire. I can fit that nice. But then when I actually got the Dawn in hand and I saw how photogenic they were, like you can see my photos with them.
Right.
That's like, it's a good photo picturesque type shoe where you could like go out somewhere and get photos with that thing. And
that light white cream and blue. Yeah, they stand out.
That was what they should have stuck.
Right. They stand out. And I'll tell you, the only reason I bought that pair, I think, hold on, let me shift some shit around. So if y'all hear some shit fall, man, y'all better be appreciative of this shit.
Don't worry, we'll call Michael for you.
But damn, I gotta move. Oh man, hold on. Let me see. Oh, fucking shoulder. Ooh.
My bad.
But so I have this pair, and the only reason, hold on, the only reason I bought this pair, because if you look at the old lives that I used to do where I was partnered with who I thought was my partner, if you look at the old lives, the only reason I bought this shoe was because it's not a bad shoe. And I agree that it wasn't a bad shoe. But it just did not have the same, oomph or excitement that the other pair had when they said that they were dropping the other pair. But the only reason I bought this shoe was because, again, that whole, I don't want to be the hater, I don't want to be the objective, I don't want to come off as objective just to be contrary and objective, is because my partner kept saying, oh, they're clean, you can do a lot with it. Yeah, you could do a lot with it, but that you could do even more with the black pair. And a lot of the people in the chat were like, I like them. But the more and more, like, I realized the more and more I started talking about them, more people were on my side as far as this shoe. But I just bought it because I'm a completionist and I just didn't want to be like, I just didn't want to say some shit just to say some shit. But like, here they are. And I haven't pulled these shits out of the box since I bought them. And even when I look at them now, it's like, man, this shit bland as fuck.
It's bland, but it's something different.
Right.
I mean, like, that was the era of when Alma Mater was making something that was different.
Right.
That was the first blue Alma Mater we saw, that we ever saw.
Like this was okay. So this was off of the hype of the threes. Now people let Alma Mater slide with the 12s because the 12s dropped before these, and people were still like lying to their fucking selves about the 4s, and was like, well, maybe that was a fucking fever dream. And when they saw the 5s, this was at the hype of the 5s because 5s were starting to be like some hype shit. And I'm on my year dropped these. And it was finally something different than that damn burgundy and yeah, then that burgundy and cream shit. So they dropped this like teal bluish kind of color
with this yellow and gray, and really, really heather light gray.
Right. Now it doesn't take away from the quality of the materials and the thought process and the aesthetics and things like that. But I mean, geez, that's this. When I look at that, I'm on my year 5. I'm like, bro. Now I end up.
She kind of got it right though.
I ended up getting the other pair as well too, and I thought that like it was the dumbest fucking thing that they did 2 pairs of 12s and they did 2 pairs of 5s. Like when okay, the 12s, I was like, okay, maybe they're trying something different. But when they did it with the 5s, I'm like, they're literally getting ready to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. And that's exactly what they did. And for whatever reason, they're still trying to continue with like the double theme and shit like that. Larry G said, bro, that shit is fire. The photon gray, they're nice. They're nice. Now, when you say they're fire, I'm not gonna say you're wrong because we all have our own anecdotal experiences. But and he said, mine is DS. Mine DS too. And they DS for a reason. The Dawn and Dust are dope. That burgundy 12 I'm on my year is fire. They absolutely are. I have them. I have both the 12. But this one, if you bro,
couldn't commit to that one. I looked at it, I couldn't commit.
This one is so much better in my opinion. And of course you can say it's an all black fucking shoe. What's so amazing? All black shoe. Right. What's so amazing about this all black shoe? So the argument that I gave when I talked about this one versus the other one.
What makes it worth it?
When you saw the other pair, were you able to see as much detail on the other pair as you're able to see on this pair? The first thing,
you got the Mama near on the bubble right there,
right?
But you notice with that pair, you got the 23.
Well, it has the 23. Hold on, let me see. The 23 is right there.
Right.
So, like for me, the 23 was never a make or break for the shoe, but you just see so much more detail on this black pair. You see so much more how good the material and the quality is on this pair than you do on the white pair. And then the thing about this with me was you see the Alma Manier. That gives you an air of something different. And then the cage doesn't look as pea yellow or as bad on here as it does on the white pair. It's almost as if they were trying to they were trying to force something to stand out on the blue pair. Also, the thing about the black pair is you can wear them whether it's light outside, whether it's dark outside. If it's dark outside, it looks great, no matter how dirty it gets. If it's light outside, when the lights hit it the right way, you can see that much more detail and be like, oh, I didn't notice that. Wow, that's really interesting. So like the black pair for me brought out a more, I would say kind of forced you to think about things more. Now, see, the blue pair doesn't even have that Alma Manier in the bubble, but it has the 23 and it has the, let me see, make sure I can get it. Like when you look at these side by side, which one stands out to you the most?
The white. Because that blue. There's something about the way that blue with that photon gray,
Wait, I got
the black and the yellow hit together. You feel me?
So for me, the black pair stands out to me for different reasons. And I'm gonna tell you also, when I think about it, the black pair reminds me of myself. Like when I got into this sneaker space, I got into the sneaker space saying, I'm going to actually respect what it is that goes on here. I'm going to take the time and the effort to learn about what it is that I'm going to be talking about without just getting out there and just running my mouth and saying any old shit.
Yep.
And when I did that, nobody really paid me any attention. Everybody looked at me as like, oh, he's just talking. He's just the angry black dude and he's just running his mouth and he's not really saying anything. So I feel like metaphorically, and it's weird, coming to Sneaker Jesus moment, I feel like with the black pair, there's so much hidden value beyond the surface that nobody is looking at. As opposed to that blue pair where everything is obvious and in your face and it's just trying to be there and grab your attention. Is that saying that it's bad? No. But looks can be deceiving. You get less detail with that blue pair than you do with that black pair.
Perfect example. If you look at like the argument that people were making with the black Alma in here threes, like the one that I got right now, versus the black cement, how they came out at literally the exact same time, those shoes are basically identical. They're just missing a few different colors. Same color blocking, same color scheme, literally same execution and everything.
And then Larry G said the black pair were more of an exclusive pair. Yeah, you put more detail into an exclusive pair than you would a pair that is out there. So, hey, the black pair has more depth. I'm a depth guy. So that might be why I like the black pair more than I like the other pair.
That's valid.
So that's just me. But like, and I don't try to force, to be honest, I don't try to force my views and opinions on anybody, and people's views and opinions are all valid to me unless they just sound like some crazy straight up bullshit. And you know, but like, I don't crucify anybody for their opinion. People's opinion is their opinion, and when it comes to like what you put on your own back, for me, there's no right or wrong. Unless it's a bomb you strap into your back, there's no right or wrong to me. So, like, I guess that would. I guess that's what that would speak to why I prefer that pair over the other pair, because I've never been one to just like say, look at me, look at me, look at me. I need your attention. I've always been the person to say, well, if you notice my value, then you're the type of person that I want to fuck with.
You let the fit speak for itself. You don't speak for the fit.
Right.
And I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Let's see. What is this? Let me see. Make sure I got this. The while you were sleeping threes and the Air Max 95s are fire too. While you were sleeping threes.
100% fire.
That's those black pair. Those black joints, right?
Dark colored 95s like you thinking. I'm talking about the light colored.
Well, I'm talking about the threes, not the 95s. I know the 95s. I just can't put the threes in mind right now.
Yeah, the black threes.
Those are the joints that came with the cloth on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I got those. Yeah, those are fire. Those are ones that I prefer over the black cement threes. Because the quality was superb and they were actually worth the $200 ticket. Now that I get it, nostalgia and OG and all of that, but you know, every time we get nostalgia and OG, we scream quality. So what the fuck is it? Is it quality or is it OG? Which one you want? Like, You want to actually be able to piss in the bowl, or do you want to piss on your nuts? Like, come on now. These right here, my what the fuck moment, like too soon or what? So the He Got Game Jordan 13s. When I heard that these were releasing, I was like, why? Because it felt like it was too soon. Come to find out that He Got Games last released in like 2018, 2019. Go figure. Mine are still DS. I did not know that. It does not feel like I've had those shoes that long and in DS condition, but it's not going to be the highs. I kind of breathed a sigh of relief when I was like, oh, okay, cool, fine. Not because I don't want anybody to have the He Got Games, but number one, the He Got Games sacked. But also because I felt it was too soon. But they're going to do it in lows. I don't have a problem with the 13 lows. I know a lot of people are like, ugh, what the fuck? But these aren't bad. Like, these aren't bad. And for somebody like me, I don't wear shorts. I wear jeans. So, like, when I put these shits on, unless I had, like, what they call them, tapered ankle pants, you wouldn't know if they were lows or not. Shit. And how many people actually like the He Got Game still?
I do, but at the same time, I don't. You know what I mean? It's like
it's
on my list of like ones I like, but it's not something I need to have.
There you go.
It's cool. Like, if I get it for under retail, that'd be cool. But like, I'm not gonna pay what's like $210, $250 for it. I ain't doing that.
Then Z Sneakerhead says the Space Jam Jordan 11s are returning, but with the 23 on the back.
That's horrible.
Why? Why?
Well, no, wait a minute. He said there's a 23 on the back?
Yes.
That's actually true to the original.
Right, to the original retail release. Well, technically.
No. Look at the 2009 pair. The 2009 pair did have that too, and same with the 2000.
Well, see, here's the thing. The pair that Michael Jordan wore in the movie Space Jam had the 45 on the back. So the Space Jams with the 45 on the back are actually true to what Michael Jordan wore in the movie Space Jam. So if you want to go to true to what he wore in Space Jam, then it would be the 11s that dropped in 2016 with the 45 on the back. So these, you can't call these Space Jams if they've got the 23 on the back.
No, actually, you can't call the what are those, the 45 ones with the purple pods? You can't call those Space Jams either because they didn't have Jumpman Jam on them either.
That's very true. That's very true. That's true as well.
Those are blue. In that movie, those are blue. They're not purple.
Right. That's very true as well. But they're supposed to be dropping. I don't know when. Maybe next year. Maybe the year after. But yeah.
I hope so.
Who got their undefeated fours yet?
No.
I haven't gotten mine, but I got confirmation. Mine are supposed to be here Monday, it says. But I got confirmation last Monday. So for whatever reason, it's going to take, I got my confirmation Monday or Tuesday. So for whatever reason, it's going to take a week to get here. I don't know. But a lot of people in California still have not gotten shipping confirmation yet. So I'm okay with waiting. Yeah, I'm gonna wait too, for real. These I'm on my Air Jordan 6s. I know I say a lot of shit about I'm on my year, but these are fire. These are fire. These are dope. The only thing I don't need I'm on my year to do is to do another colorway in these 6s and to release dual pairs. Just keep this fucking pair. Now, a lot of people are unimpressed, and I can understand why they're unimpressed. Because it feels like the usual from I'm on my year, but I think I like these because it is not only are they not doubling up, but they are moving away from the fucking 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. They needed to happen. I don't want to see DJ Khaled slam dunk on a pair of Friends and Family Shattered Backboard, so we're gonna move past that. I don't want to see his goddamn stomach. Right. I can't wait for the Toro Bravos. They're supposed to drop next year.
11s.
The taxis are supposed to drop November 8th. This is another one of Is It Too Soon? The Cherry 13s.
Like it might be a little too soon.
I felt like it was too soon. I felt like the Cherry 13s had literally dropped in like 2022. But when I looked, the Cherry 13s dropped in like 2017, 2018. I was like, shit, really? And I don't have a pair. And I wanted a pair, but I wasn't gonna pay that crazy resale price.
Too early though.
Now I still feel like it might be too soon, but I'm still okay with it. I'm okay with it enough to where I'm like, okay, I want a pair. And the 2018, 2019 pair had bleeding issues with the suede on the side. So okay, yeah, give me a pair. But they're supposed to drop March 13th, 2026.
If it goes under retail, I might get it.
Nah, I ain't gonna wait for below retail. I don't care about it. Dang.
It's funny. It's tough.
Yeah, the Bugs Bunnies. Yeah, I want those too. So we kind of ran for a long time, man.
Oh, what about the Contours? Contour 11s? Jeez, that's a classic for sure.
Oh no, I don't need them. I already got them.
I ran my pair to the ground. I need a new one.
I ain't even ran mine into the ground. Mine still DS. No surprise there. Haha. Guess what? But these look like they got the OG clear bottoms instead of like the blue bottoms to protect them from yellowing. I don't know. Damn. Why is he standing like that? That shit just make me not want to buy him. Him standing like that in the jeans and the whole fucking fit, like. And then Scottie Pippen with them cookout sandals, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, so maybe so we I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it here because preseason and stuff like that. And I want people to be able to see they preseason, events. And I know I didn't get into like the thumbnail. I'm gonna give like hints of a thumbnail where I wanted to talk about how far will Nike actually go in order to make sales and the false narratives and the danger that they put people in. I might push that to Saturday. I might have that discussion on Saturday as well as do a cop video, like a cop live, a live cop. I don't know. I just never expected to be able to have like three lives within a week worth of information and conversation. As well as like the next slide that I was going to talk about of LeBron's other shitty ass shoes he's dropped. Yeah, Larry, man, I know it's the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, but that don't mean everything out of the 90s is good. That don't mean that shit ain't ugly, bro. That shit was
overall
fucking ugly.
Overall, that's all I gotta say. Overalls.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. I like overalls. Them overalls Pippen got on is ass. But
yeah,
overalls is fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was a kid, I hated overalls. But like I got older into my teen years and I was like, I was missing out on some shit. Overalls with some Timbs. Now, like overalls with tennis shoes, fuck no. Hold on. Let me tell y'all. Overalls with tennis shoes, fuck no. And cookout uncle sandals, fuck no. But again, that's just my opinion. That's just my anecdotal experience. Overalls with boots, fuck yes. You do that. Unless like you got some tight fitting overalls, then you might be able to wear them with tennis shoes. But I don't know. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. But I do apologize to you all for the late start. I apologize for the conversation just going to the point of not getting to the main point in the topic of the thumbnail. I promise you, we will get there. before the week is out. I got 2 more days. We will get there. I will try to get Kari back, as a matter of fact, because Kari was a big talking point for the thumbnail as well, because he was the one that, you know, pointed me in the direction of a video that I want to show you all, and he pointed me in the direction of you know, reassuring the conversation. So we got to get Kari back. I'm gonna drag his ass back in here and you know, get that going. But I appreciate you, Bricks the Kicks, man, for calling in and having a conversation, man. You always an integral part of the live, as well as everybody else. But you know, you always active, and I appreciate you for that, man. I appreciate you so much for that.
You already know. Anytime you need me, I'm always here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what else? What else before we actually sign off? What else? I don't know. I guess we'll leave it at that, man. Keep believing. Don't lose faith. And like always, remember, nothing is impossible. Fight for everything you believe in. Don't let anything stand in your way, and dream hungry. Until next time, I will catch you all later. If we go live tomorrow, I will definitely leave a community post on YouTube. I also got to eat, bro. I'm hungry as hell. I didn't eat. I wasn't going to eat until I, you know, brought this conversation to y'all. If you did not catch the full live, check out the playback. Hey, it's fire. The playback is good.
And that's mentioned. Everybody, let's get this man to 2K sales before the end of the year. I know y'all got the ability to do it. Get this man to 2K. He has more than well deserved it. He's been working at this long and hard. Make it happen.
Hey,
we love you, Big Rep.
The lives are starting to gain traction, man. People are subscribing off the live, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for the part y'all play in it. And again, man, love y'all always. Peace.
All right, Big Rep.